right, ladies and gentlemen, glad to see you again. Glad to hear you again. And I want to apologize for last week's little kerfuffles in the audio department, but hey, life goes on. You know why? Because we kick out at 2. Welcome. I'm James Delacouride. I would like to welcome you to another exciting episode of your show. That's right. It's the Kickout Crew. Like I said, I want to thank Dave McClay for being on last week. Boy, that he delivered, we did not. So that's on us, I guess. But yeah, Dave was awesome. Really appreciate what he brought to the episode, and hope you guys can hear more of Dave in the future for sure. That being said, I want to welcome you to episode 68. And man, doesn't this blue color look pretty good? Some would say this would be a premiere episode. But, I don't know what I'm saying. And Lord knows I've rambled too much. So I guess it's time to kick it to Brad. So, Brad, what you got for us this week?
So, James alluded to it last week. We do have a big announcement. Your boys on your show, the Kickout Crew, are now part of the premier streaming network. We are thrilled to be partnering with them. The owner, of course, we all know him from She's All That. We know him from I Know What You Did Last Summer, Mr. Freddie Prinze Jr. We are alongside Josh Chernoff. We are alongside RVD. We are alongside a whole number of people.
$1 Million Man.
The $1 Million Man.
Bobby Fish.
Efren, Bobby Fish, and of course, your boys are friends at the Filter Free Podcast. We are thrilled to be partnering with the Premier Streaming Network, and maybe this episode is already on there, so you already know. But we did want to make that announcement, and you can see the logo. Tune in, $9.99 a month, right, James?
I believe that's right, Brad. And like you said, you get a lot of exciting episodes. You get your show. It's even on there. So why not sign up for the Premier Streaming Network? They got a lot of good content on there. Got a lot of good spotlights on some independent wrestling. And hey, does that kind of sound like us? So I think it's a good partnership and pretty excited moving forward. And hey, your show making moves, man. Can't wait to see what the future brings for us. Thanks,
but anyway, I'll rant about one thing. Okay, so I did. It's not a major thing, but it is something I never noticed it. I first started hearing about it about a year ago, and now I hear it everywhere. There's a word in the wrestling business, and the word is gimmick. That is not a problem for me. There are a ton of gimmicks in wrestling, right? When did it start becoming part of our regular vocabulary? I hear people say, yeah, I was on the Facebook gimmick yesterday. I was on the Twitter gimmick yesterday. Yeah, the mailman left some mail in the mailbox gimmick. What the hell does that even mean? I mean, you have everybody saying this. It is stupid. Stop. Everybody knows we're wrestling fans, and they're already hard enough on us enough. And now we start throwing this. So, all right, here's what happened. I said it in front of my wife. She's like, I have absolutely had it.
Now it goes full circle.
I have absolutely had it with whatever this lingo is. First off, you sound like James. You sound like Mike. You sound like everybody all the time. You picked up their lingo. Now you're saying the word gimmick in your regular sentences. Enough's enough. You spend enough time talking about it. You're on a show 6 hours a week, whatever it is. Can we just talk like people? And let's go cow cuddling. Anyway, that was all I had. I just hear it everywhere, though. Gimmick. A mailbox, not a gimmick, okay?
Box of gimmicks.
Yeah. Adfreeshows.com. Back to you, James.
Appreciate that. It is funny because, hey, maybe it's the Conrad Thompson effect. Everybody just feels comfortable being wrestling fans now, So shout out Conrad for that.
See, I get a pass for saying it because I'm actually in the business.
Oh, here we go.
Here we are. Yep.
So I get that pass.
Man, you must really enjoy being in your room right now because the spotlight's on you all the time. So I bet you have to take sabbaticals of it.
I got 2 right here, and I got 1 more I can turn on if needed.
I mean, we always see Mike wear the sunglasses. Maybe you should be the one wearing them, huh?
Hey,
right.
Got a premiere streaming announcement. We got Adam fucking, hey.
Adam running
on too.
Running
right
into
8x10s yet? Getting your picture money?
Yeah, you could be signing autographs before you know it.
I have been taking pictures.
Well, we're not talking about your private collection, pal.
Autograph.
you just keep those right in there with you. All right.
No, here's where I make y'all feel better. There's actually kids at the shows. I want to take pictures with the referee.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, because wrestling is a family-friendly entertainment. We need to
Absolutely.
remember
Well, that's what we do anyway.
On your show.
that. Yes.
Hey, Devyn, it's good to have you back.
Yeah,
Hey,
welcome
I'm
back.
glad to be back. Glad
Is
to
it
be
really?
back.
Is it really?
Welcome back. Welcome
I
back.
did not come alone, though. I
does
did
that
not come alone.
Oh,
Because
geez.
look what I found in my store.
Blue?
Back again is Nitro Pepsi.
Can somebody cut his camera off?
Well,
So
we
I'm glad
did
to be
have a
back.
Premier Streaming Network thing going on. That just got
Right.
canceled.
Let me ask you a question. Do you not know how to pour? Every time you do it completely upside down. I can tell you've never, ever drank soda in your life.
I drink a soda every week. One a
What
week.
is all that foam?
One a week.
That's the Nitro.
Yeah, remember
Oh.
Nitro? You got to
You
pour it
have
like
to.
that.
You can hear that in our archives.
Yeah, episode
Yeah,
2.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Episode 2
Hey,
is where
Brad,
it
if you listen
started.
to our shows, you can find out all about that.
All right.
You can find out a lot of things like the cold, refreshing taste of natural light.
All right. Now that we're done with the drinks gimmick, back to you, James.
This is good.
Knew that
Well,
was
hey, we
gonna
might
happen.
as well keep the fun time rolling because Mike, you're up next, man. So, what you got for us this week?
What I see this week. Well, I got my kids going back to school, so thank God. I mean, 9 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is they're in school, get them out. But no, I am proud of them, growing up, getting in higher grades and everything else. But I did have a thing going on at work this week, and I try to be one of those employees, go to work, bust my ass, do what I can do, be a company man. And lately, I kind of been seeing me being the company man, the company ain't giving back.
And that's
So-
my gimmick.
Exactly. So I'm taking it for a minute, this 1 week, because I've been busting my ass I've been there for about 9 years now, and bust my ass. And I say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I need. Let me see what I can do. This week, I said, fuck it. I am just doing my job and my job only. Guess what? And it was like, well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? It's not my job.
Yep.
Yeah, but you do it. But it's not my job. It's not on my job title. You tell me I can't get this money because it's not my job title, I'm not doing it. There we go. Figure it out. Today, I signed a paper. Your boy got a raise.
There it
Is
is.
that like a non-disclosure agreement you signed or what?
It might have been something, but it was something saying I'm getting a little bit more money. So,
Congratulations, my friend.
That's what's up.
Are you done
We're
bitching?
one
helps
for the
out a
good
little bit.
guys, huh?
Not what I was asking, but it was something saying
9 years
okay,
of hard
we
work
kinda
finally
see.
paid off.
Yeah, 9 years finally paid off. But
Did
yeah,
you
it was
get a
definitely
pizza party?
something. Yeah, I got a coupon for $2 off on a pepperoni pizza at Pizza Hut.
Nice. I love Pizza Hut.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't this about the time of the year where you have 1 or 2 fires per year? Isn't that time coming up?
Oh, is this the
That's-
crawl
yeah.
through the ducts time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually coming up pretty soon.
what I thought.
Whether he has to do it or not, he's going. Whether
That's
they need him or
right.
not, they're having a fire.
But it did something that made me feel that, hey, we see all the extra stuff you're doing, and we do appreciate it. This is what I can do right now. I promise you this time, I really promise. Give me time. I'll get you back in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
So
When you have
we'll
to
go
go
from
get
there.
that done.
Yep. When
No,
it
man,
happens.
it's good to hear. All about
So, yeah,
people
so, I
making
mean-
more money.
Always. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I got this week.
That's good stuff, man. That
Hell
is
yeah,
good
dude.
stuff.
It helped me out a lot today. When he told me that today, I was like, hell yes.
Yeah, you've been kind of miserable.
Yeah,
Damn.
a lot of shit going on. Like I said, a lot of shit going
Big thumb.
on.
Big thumbs down on miserable Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end. Go ahead,
That's
James.
it. We end on the miserable mic comment by Brad.
That's
That,
right.
that's where the violin's supposed to kick in and the music's supposed to play. But then we missed the cue.
Well, hey man, we're doing a wrestling podcast, I guess. But we got a wrestling story. You bring them up, take them down. You bring them up, So, well, where the fuck am I at? I guess that brings us, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it brings us to today's agenda, huh, Brad?
So this was your idea.
It's a bash.
It was all your idea, James, and a great idea it was. Because of this recent Starrcast announcement of Dennis Rodman, James thought it'd be a good idea to cover 2 Dennis Rodman matches, and I couldn't agree more. Also, I'd like to make an apology in the outline today that Waka 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 was forgotten, so we can add it where needed.
No, it's not going to happen this episode. Sorry, guys. You can thank Brad. It's not happening.
I guarantee
it's
you
not on the outline
to happen.
Unless I get a revised outline, I'm not doing it.
Well, bet your ass you are later on. Surprise.
Wait, so the first week he reads the outline, you don't put it on the
Second week.
And again, he didn't notice it before just now.
Right.
I just now started to read it.
That part.
We're live, pal.
But he does have an extra segment this week, and maybe that's where I got confused.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all right,
this is what I call.
Oh, here we go with this.
Boy,
bullshit.
the jokes are flying right now.
Hey, you what, man?
Hey,
All right,
guys,
James.
we're back.
Right. Starrcast announcement came out. Rodman is on it, so I figure let's pick the Rodman match.
All right, let's do it.
I was not
buddy.
aware that they were going to be as long as they were. So my apologies to you guys on that one.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of that, James,
because we watched some old school matches and we bashed them about how.
Oh, that bitch we did about that Survivor Series match, and then you times it by 2 this week.
This was. Yeah, so my apologies to Adam because we were kind of hard on Adam when we had those like slow matches, 50-something episodes ago. My goodness, they were fucking high-flying spots compared to these, but I guess it's time to get to them, right, guys?
Do it.
Let's do it. So, we'll start with match number 1. Oh, what is that? Well, it is Lex Luger and the Giant versus Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman. It takes place at Bash at the Beach, 1997. Which that took place at July 13th of 1997 in the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. It had an attendance of 7,851.
Hey, I've been there.
What?
Great.
You ever been there? Like,
so how funny is it? It's Bash at the Beach at the Ocean Center.
Hey-o.
Get it? Bash at the Beach?
Yeah,
Ocean
got
Center?
it. Good.
I like it.
And that's the place, too, where they have high school graduations and everything else there, too.
Well, I'm sure they do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got, like, monster trucks every now and then. But, yeah, it's pretty cool.
How do they get the monster trucks to the little doorway? That's a little doorway for monster trucks.
They take them apart, and then they go in the front door with the tire.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
People like watching those. People like watching events there. Like 325,000 that had a buy rate at Bash at the Beach 97. It had a match length of 22 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's match length. That does not include everything else. Ooh. And Meltzer gave this one 1.5 stars. But boy howdy, if you don't remember this one from back in the day, well, that's why we have a guy that wasn't even alive when it happened, Devyn, to take us there. So Devyn, how did we get there?
All right, so actually I would start this 2 years before, back in 1995's Bash at the Beach, when Dennis Rodman actually made his pro wrestling and WCW debut, coming out alongside Hulk Hogan, when Hulk Hogan would defeat Vader in a steel cage match. At that time, Dennis Rodman was on the Spurs.
Go Spurs, go!
Fast forward 2 years, he's the starting power forward for the superstar Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are the NWO of the NBA.
Wow,
yes, sir.
Calm down. Michael Jordan is red and yellow Hulk. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so at Uncensored, early in the pay-per-view, Hulk Hogan revealed that Dennis Rodman was going to be alongside the NWO in the main event. Dennis Rodman would be alongside the NWO and help them go on to victory. And the show ends with Dennis Rodman with a spray can in his hand, spray painting NWO on Lex Luger's back. So a month or two goes by, and time progresses, some storylines go, and the basketball season ends. The Chicago Bulls win the World Championship for a second year in a row over the Jazz as well. This was the first year they beat the Jazz. A week later, Lex Luger and the Giant would come out on WCW Nitro and challenge Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan to a tag match at Bash at the Beach. The following week, Hogan and Dennis Rodman came out, accepted their challenge, and the show went off there with Dennis Rodman spray painting the Giants back this time. NWO.
Hey, was the Giant a heel or face at this time? Because this was the time where, like, 1 week he was a face, next week he was a heel, next week he was a tweener.
Oh, his whole
He was
career?
babyface at this time. He was all WCW.
And a young man at that.
Yeah.
Devyn, is that all you have for us?
Yeah, that's it. That's
fantastic.
That's
Just wanted to make sure it was my turn to talk. All right, Devyn, that was well done. I love going back 2 years. It's almost like going all the way back to the Rumble.
Right?
So,
Shout out Brian for changing the way Devyn does research.
Adam, how much training do you think Rodman got before this match?
By the looks of what he did in the ring, he probably got a lot, especially since they had the power plant back then in Atlanta. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was in there a couple of weeks.
All right. And I'm going to ask you the same question next for the next episode or the next match, but let's leave that for now. So we have Lex and the Giant entrance. Buffer announcing them is a nice touch. He's actually given everything about them as they're coming to the ring. I really like that way about them. But I wanted to get back to you, Devyn, real quick. Was Rodman embracing his best Muhammad Ali in his promo?
Oh, yeah. Rodman was pulling quotes straight from Muhammad Ali. He was rhyming. He was doing it all. My favorite quote of his was, "The Giant is big. The Giant is tall. But you know what they say. The bigger they are, the harder they fall."
Well done, my friend. Well done. So, Devyn, let me ask you another question, though. When they're Lex and the Giant are coming to the ring, what did you think of the reaction from the crowd?
I thought the crowd was fully behind these two. Honestly, they had a huge pop, I thought.
I go lackluster.
Nice. There was no booze, though. It was all cheers.
The answer was lackluster.
I like Luger's music right here, though.
You did?
Yeah, he did have good music.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Ultimate Warrior ripoff, but it's still pretty good.
Nothing like ripping somebody off.
Hey,
Rodman. Then you have a Rodman and Hogan entrance with Macho Man. Again, Buffer on the intro. Rodman probably, Mike, do you think the most polarizing athlete at this time?
I mean, I would say kind of. He was definitely like in between everything.
Come on, who's worse?
I mean, he had a bunch of stuff.
Give it to me, man. Who's more polarizing in the late 90s than Dennis Rodman as an athlete? I'm putting you on the spot, kid.
Yeah, you're talking about somebody who married himself.
I mean, no one.
Now, I was thinking maybe Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson didn't marry himself, though.
But I definitely didn't give you a heads up at all before I asked that question. So definitely on me, but I just thought maybe because it was around the same time, like a year later, something like that. So James, who are the announcers?
Well, I'm glad you asked. On commentary, we had Tony Schiavone, Bobby Heenan, and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So good to hear Dusty again.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam, Hogan is the champ here, and this is the main event. Yet the championship is not on the line. Is this something that you see often? Is it something that's maybe a callback to WrestleMania 1? Is it something that Roman Reigns does now? Do you think it's a good idea?
The only reason why they did this is because this is their answer to Mike Tyson being at WrestleMania 14. So this is like the most polarizing person other than Mike Tyson. So this is just their way of kind of playing back and forth with WWE. What was Mike Tyson here at this time?
WrestleMania 14 hasn't happened yet.
Next year is 14.
I'm thinking 98 then. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But at the same time, it is. You have your champion in a tag match. We just recently saw that with Roman.
Thank you. I was about to say, is everybody sleeping on the bloodline divorce or whatever?
That wasn't a big pay-per-view like this is supposed to be.
What is considered a big pay-per-view in WC?
Money in the Bank? Yeah.
Like it's not Starrcade.
Halloween Havoc
Right.
and Bash at the Beach. This is 1 year after the NWO started.
Okay. I also did, like I said, I thought back to WrestleMania 1 with him and Mike, or with Mr. T.
So to go back to your question, this might be just how you, because last year we debuted the NWO. How do we top that? Let's bring in Dennis Rodman.
He's a good-looking guy, ain't he? Anyway.
Coming to next year's box show.
Well, she'll be coming up later in the episode. Yeah. Lex and Hogan starting in the ring, making faces, throwing stuff, big production. Now we have Andrew Galata in the crowd. Mike, let me ask you a question. He's a boxer. Are you a boxing fan and are you a basketball fan?
No and no.
No?
No. I mean, I'll watch basketball, like, the Final Fours, like the finals and stuff like that, but I'm not watching every game every day or anything else like that.
Okay. Luger flexing at Hogan. Again, this is a show. Trash is now being thrown in the ring. Shoulder to Lex from Hogan. James, I want to get back to Hogan starting and not Rodman. Usually the bigger star comes out second. Would you consider Rodman to be the bigger star here?
I think, nah, boy, no in the wrestling, but probably yes with the new eyes on the product. And I think since there are new eyes on the product, they wanted to, because once he gets in, like it's you can only have that first entrance to the match once. And if you start with it, maybe the crowd's good. But if there's like a hot tag to Rodman or a tag to Rodman, maybe, that's like another spot,
I couldn't agree more with you there. It's about the anticipation of getting Rodman in.
Yeah.
For sure. Shoulder to Hogan from Lex. Hogan flexing again. Adam, what were the instructions to Hogan and Lex before the match, do you think?
Hogan?
I mean, Hogan?
Hogan and Luger before the match. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, after Hogan attempts a terrible drop toe hold, I wanted to point that part out. Worst toe hold I've ever seen in my life. But it's probably just, hey, let's just kind of build to it, see how long we can get the crowd before Rodman gets in. So let's just play back and forth right now. Typical heel baby face stuff.
Yep. Hogan in control, clothesline to Lex, standing on Lex. Rodman chants. Body slam to Lex, misses the big leg drop. Obviously, that's Hogan. Pronouns, right? Yeah. Body slam from Lex to Hogan. Hogan to Rodman. Hogan and Rodman hug. Yeah, I wrote that. Tag to Rodman. He's real cocky, doing really nothing. Devyn, what do we think of Rodman's pants here?
Rodman's pants were something else. They're yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about his pants, man.
Sweet callback.
I don't know. They're just like black jeans, right?
Yeah, I mean they look comfy, I guess.
Comfy for wrestling in a ring. I'll tell you what. So Top Guy Weekend, I got into the ring and I wasn't wearing black jeans. I'll tell you that right now. And it was hot in there. Rodman sucks chance. I thought that was very surprising. I mean, Devyn, did you think that the crowd reactions changed throughout this match?
Well, I definitely think here at the beginning when they're chanting Rodman sucks, it's when he's been playing up this heel character. It's before he's really done anything match-wise.
Oh.
Yes, James.
Hold on. You got to think, Daytona, pretty close to Orlando. The Magic and the Bulls had a back and forth a lot around this time, so probably hot against Rodman in around that area.
Do you guys remember when Elias was in Seattle and he was on the guitar and said, "You guys, something about
the Thunder"?
He said something about, if you were any kind of city at all, you still have the Supersonics here.
Yeah,
and they booed for like a half hour.
Yeah, it was awesome. Kevin Owens was in there too, and he was like,
"Yeah, just when you think fans don't care, they care about their teams. Even if you think wrestling fans don't care, they care. Except Mike. Mike doesn't like basketball or boxing,
or baseball.
The Thunder stole the Supersonics, and that's a different topic.
That is ugly when a team gets stolen. All right, so where was I?
Oklahoma.
So I said, all right, but how about Rodman's pants? Yeah, that was the last thing. All right, so Rodman sucks chance. They lock up. Arm drag to Lex Luger from Rodman. Look pretty good. Everyone, including the announcers, goes freaking ballistic for it.
Correct.
That's when the crowd starts cheering for him.
Yeah. They lock up again. Now Luger arm drag. Rodman and Hogan twice. Again, the place erupts. So, Mike, this is like a movie night, isn't it?
Pretty much. I mean, you had a big celebrity in there, so I think that's what they're kind of excited to see. Like, I mean, of course they're excited to see like Luger, Giant, Hogan, all them, Macho Man, but I mean now you got Dennis Rodman in there. This is like one of the first times. It's not the first time, but one of the first times. But I mean, in this era, this time, Rodman's in there kicking ass.
Yep.
They lock up again. Leapfrog by Rodman. Drops Lex with the shoulder. Again, big pop for the celebration afterwards. Just the fans are eating this up. They're really eating this up.
Well, but James, they go, Rodman sucks, and then he does something, they cheer the shit out of him. Like, it's weird.
But James, where's the
Giant? It's because he actually did something. I mean, a lot of times, and I was going to say this later on, but you get like a celebrity or somebody else in there, they barely do anything. They come in there and might do like a suplex or something like that.
They really don't have much spirit.
Yeah. Rodman does some pretty clean arm drags and some pretty good leapfrogs.
So I'll give him that. We're going to get to the leapfrogs for sure. But James, is the Giant on strike right now?
Yeah, like the writers, unfair representation. They really don't get that many residuals for everything. They don't get no credit. No, I don't know. On strike would be the appropriate thing, but it seems like, well, here's kind of how we were with the Rodman tag in. Maybe we're just building up that Giant tag.
He is a big man. It was a big deal. I think we're just so used to Paul White now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same effect as maybe it did back in 1997. So 2 leapfrogs by Rodman, then a clothesline by Luger, tags in Hogan. Luger pointing at the Giant, tags him in. Adam, as an in-ring performer, everything the Giant does hurts, right?
I mean, you get chokeslammed by a 510-pound man or chopped or clotheslined or big-booted, and you come back and tell me, Mr. Kendo Stick.
Oh, well, I'm ready. I'm ready. You going to bring one, or do I have to order one on Amazon?
No, I've already got it. So I've already got it worked out.
Perfect. I can't wait. Can't wait. Part 2.
Yeah. 9 months from now, probably?
Hey, listen, we built the last one for a year. So Hogan and Giant staring each other down. Hogan now taking it to the Giant pretty good, actually. Chops, no woos. Big chop by Giant. Clothesline in the corner by Hogan. Giant puts his arm up. And again, I love the Hogan selling the fear. His facials, I'm not going to ask everybody about it because I've asked about the facials before, but his facials are so good. Eye rake by Hogan to the Giant. Atomic drop to Hogan. Tags in Rodman. Devyn, what do people want to see? What do they want to see in this match? Which 2 competitors?
I think it's Luger and Rodman, honestly. Once Luger put the work in, they wanted to see the Giant choke slam the crap out of Rodman.
I couldn't agree more. I think they want to see the Giant beat up. I don't know. I think they want to see a lot of things. I think they want to see maybe Rodman succeed. They want to see the Giant choke slam. They want to see a little bit of all of it. But definitely, I would say those are the 2. But then you got Hulk Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy cow, this is so much star power. Rodman close in height to the Giant. So when they're in the ring together, they're close in height. But really, the Giant's build is 7 foot, and I think Rodman's 6'8". So
6'6".
It shouldn't be that close. I guess they did look eye to eye, though.
Are you saying wrestling statistics are fabricated?
Yeah, I was trying not to, I guess. But Rodman knee to the gut, leapfrog over the Giant, which was impressive. Mike, is it safe to say that the leapfrog is Rodman's move?
Well, I would say so. I mean, you look at the picture here, Giant's like bending down like all the way down to his knees to get under it. So, yeah, I mean, he can definitely jump. That was one of his fortes.
And those are in pants too, not wrestling tights, but pants.
Yeah.
Chris Cross will make you jump.
So gigantic. All right, James. Gigantic atomic drop to Rodman from the Giant. Hogan in the ring now, kicks the legs out the Giant, saving Rodman. I did not see a tag for sure, but Hogan stays in the ring. Throws the Giant into the boot of Rodman. Tags in Rodman. Double clothesline to the Giant. Shout out MJF, baby.
Double clothesline.
That was for you,
Yeah.
James. And guess what? There's one next match too.
Oh man,
Luger,
that'll put butts in seats.
Double clothesline and a double hip toss.
Luger absolutely worthless here right now. The tagging in and out here is a little iffy. Boot to Giant from Hogan. Double team again. Double hip toss to Giant. Big kick out by Giant. James, pretty cool spot right there, though. Do you remember that? The double hip toss to the Giant. Big kick out by the Giant. With a pretty cool spot. Did you like it?
I mean, it was good to get the crowd going. He did kind of, I don't know if he got launched, too much or whatever, but it looked like he rotated a lot and landed on his ass and not his back.
Look at that right there, though. I mean, for those of you that aren't they're only listening to audio, you go back to the video for sure to see this Giant in the air. He's a big, big man for sure.
It does seem like a lot of start spots. Start stop. So, but it's good. Good for the pops.
It's a spectacle, right?
Yeah. They kind of need that though. I mean, you got one guy in there that's not a wrestler, so they kind of need spots like this to kind of get him over.
Can you it reminds me of Shaquille O'Neal's spot with Cody Rhodes. When he went to that table. Like I still remember that.
It's just a
there's another Bash at the Beach alumni too. Old Shaq.
There he is.
Mm-hmm.
Big Shaq guy. Shout out. There you go,
right?
Adam.
Ish.
Hot tag to Luger. Now he's cleaning up. Into the boot now of Rodman. Clothesline by Hogan to Luger. Belly to back by Hogan. Cheap shot here for sure. Hogan with the leg drop, and Luger is out at 2. Tag to Rodman. Elbows to Luger. Adam, how much fun do you think Dennis Rodman is actually having? Or is he concentrating? Like, what do you think?
He's a professional. He's having a ball. I mean, you can see he's laughing the whole time. I mean, look at his hair. I mean, he's got makeup on his cheeks. He's having a blast.
So here's the thing. I know I keep going back.
He would do that going to the grocery store.
I was in the ring for 3 minutes and I was scared out of my mind and I was by myself. I can't imagine being in front of all these people, not really knowing what I'm doing that much.
Yeah, but he's used to being in crowds, though, in front of crowds like that. And he's in there with one of the best ever.
Who's that?
That would be Hulk Hogan, baby.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were such a Hogan fan.
Hang on a second. Wait.
What are you going to moon me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then you must be.
WO.
Look at that. Got a pose, mate. Ah.
All right. Put to the neck of Luger. Teamwork by the NWO now. Giant in. Headbutt Giant in control. Double headbutt.
Boom.
Sting has arrived.
Hey, that double headbutt, though, go pretty loud on the crowd reaction.
And then the ref gets bumped. Sting nails the Giant with a bat. Devyn, what the hell?
I know. I thought Sting was a good guy.
That was the worst. That was the worst referee bump I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
That was terrible.
Devyn, isn't it surprising to always see like Sting go the heel direction?
Well, yeah, especially at this time, man.
Was
that him coming down from the rafters? Or you'd see him with the NWO? I mean,
it's just funny Sting going over the top rope.
That's what I was going to say. Him going over the top rope like that.
So what do you guys say? There's collusion?
Yeah, I don't think that was Sting. But hey.
I mean,
it wasn't face paint.
You have to pay attention to Nitro to see.
Tony Schiavone said, "It's Sting!" Yeah. So it has to be Sting.
Exactly.
They would not lie to us. They would not lie.
Moving on.
The WWF didn't lie to us either about Razor Ramon and Diesel. No. Anyway, all right. That was enough of that, huh? Huh, James? Yeah. Double team on Luger now with no ref. Hogan hit Rodman. No big deal. Luger has Hogan in the rack now. Nick Patrick in the ring. Shout out Nick Patrick at free shows. Hogan taps. He called for the bell. Torture rack to Rodman. Torture rack to Macho Man. Torture racks for everyone.
So are we gonna?
No, I gotta say one thing. No,
Luger was not the legal man. He was not the legal man.
Well, not only that, Rodman was right there in the ring, just looking at him as he was tapping out.
Because he knew Luger wasn't the right man to be in there to be making him submit. That's why.
And Nick Patrick, isn't it funny how he becomes the heel ref, but on this one he's like,
Yeah.
Ultimo face. He does his best Super Dave Miller impression running in,
It's Nick Patrick.
I mean, fast counts, fast tap outs. What's going on here?
Hey, shout out to Hogan, not bad for the guy that never does a job, right? And that's a
I don't agree. I'm going to tell you right now, James, you're absolutely right. That isn't true at all. Hogan,
he
was the biggest star in the history of the world.
He sold for Jay Leno. Like, let's not forget he sold for Jay Leno in a match.
He has tapped out. He has been pinned. He has lost. I think he's
Billy
lost a lot more than Roman.
Billy Kidman,
Yeah, I mean, he tapped out to Kurt Angle. I mean, I know that's a lot later in his career, but look,
he took the most awesome choke slam of all time by Undertaker.
I mean, he did. He lost to Goldberg in less than 5 minutes, right?
He did beat Shawn Michaels, though.
And he did lose to The Rock.
He beat the shit out of him. You see how, Shawn was really hurt. You see how he was flying all over the ring?
So that's it for the match, guys. I'm going to save the questions for the end of the second match just because they're all about Rodman. So we'll just keep it for then. It's not like we have we have the same idea for two matches, right? I actually had to watch these at two different times where I was like, what am I going to write the second time?
I was not aware of the match length when I picked them.
It's all right. I started the second match. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a little break. Neck was hurting.
You can watch it like 2x and still it'd still be slow.
But I enjoyed it. Listen, I enjoyed it. I appreciate it, James. It was fun.
Well, you know what I enjoy? I enjoy Devyn being back. So Devyn, welcome back. So welcome back, Mr. Carter.
Nice.
I'm well versed in life.
I love it.
Yeah, Devyn, what you got for us this week, man?
I'm glad to be back, James. And my topic this week is I was just thinking, we have all these celebrities that we've seen a few times in wrestling, and we're covering one of the biggest ones of all time in wrestling. Is there any celebrities out there that you guys would love to see come into a wrestling ring?
Ooh, come into a wrestling ring.
Anyone that hasn't made it here yet?
Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr.?
No, I'm not saying him. I'm saying Iron Man.
You do have an obsession with Robert Downey Jr.
I do. Iron Man's my favorite.
Me and Adam are thinking very hard.
We might as well get every lady's answer out of the way and say Jason Momoa and just get it out of the way.
Good.
He was honestly first who came to my mind. Too. I saw him on that commercial about hotels.com.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think he'd do good too.
That's a really good one.
Thor versus Aquaman, WrestleMania. Huh?
Mm.
How about Dak Prescott? I'd like to see him get chokeslammed right through a table.
I second that.
Of course, he'd be out for the season after that.
I can't wait for the cold, refreshing taste of natural light and for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl and shut everybody up.
We don't want Purdy in there, Devyn. Gosh, we don't want to break his other arm, huh? Shoulder, whatever.
Hey, if Purdy gets hurt,
where are we
we
going
got Sam Darnold. We got
your boy, Devyn, your boy's going to be there. Your tight end, right?
George Kittle, I'm hoping someday. He was just at WrestleMania helping out Pat McAfee last year.
Pat.
What? James, do you have a celebrity or athlete that you would love to see in wrestling?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. And it's tough to be put on the spot sometimes.
Sure is. Well, because I'm trying to think a little outside the box of you guys. Because I'm trying to think, who would be... I think... Well, no, because he's annoying as fuck. Never mind. I'm trying to think of who would be a good manager. And I was going to say Stephen A. Smith, but I fucking can't stand him. Granted, he hates Dallas with a passion and always makes fun of him, so I can't stand his ass. Charles Barkley. There.
No, there you go.
Not as a manager, but hey, just Charles Barkley somehow in wrestling because I think he's funny.
What about Adam Sandler? You think he could do good in there? It could just be a segment.
They should put Jon Stewart in there to fuck with the main event or something, right?
You know what you gotta do? You incorporate Will Smith and Chris Rock into an angle.
There you go.
And you have a slap off.
Backlash, dude. That'd be an ultimate backlash main event.
A slap my wife match.
Oh man. So that's my answer, Devyn. But I do want to give a shout out to Braden Toon, who was in episode 1 of Heels on the Starz Network of season 2. He was one of the wrestlers there, and I was like really excited to see him there. I really was.
It's
so
cool that like our show gave him the launch pad. Like Heels was like, holy fuck,
him and Carmen.
We gotta sign him.
What was Carmen doing in there? What was
Carmen's there too, brother?
Freaking missed it.
And Braden Toon was my first official match.
What was Carmen doing?
Yeah. It's a circle of life.
I
already watched it. I'm not watching it again.
I didn't say he was in episode 1. I just said he's on there.
Oh, okay. Well, episode 2 hasn't happened yet. Episode 2 hasn't been out yet.
Well, I just know he's on season 2.
All right. Back to you, Devyn. No, I'm sorry, Devyn. I said The Rock and
The Rock.
Smith.
Fuck off.
Chris Rock.
Dwayne Johnson probably real good in the wrestling ring. Yeah,
he might work. He might get over.
One that came to my head as James said, managers. She's the host of a talk show right now, and she's actually had a few different wrestlers on a couple times. It's not Oprah. What would you like about Sherry Shepherd as a manager?
She's hilarious.
Good answer, Adam.
I've been watching her. No, I've been watching her on Match Game. She's so funny. She would be good.
Well, on her talk show, she recently had MJF on, and she had Naomi on. Well, Trinity Fatu on.
There you go, Trinity. Get it right.
Yeah.
And one more thing. Shout out to RJ and Reffing It Up with Brian Hebner. They're back 100% now. It's as this airs, it's a little late, but it's good to have everybody back. And they had Tasha Steeles on from Impact Wrestling. Glad to have Brian back on the show and in full force again. So good job, RJ.
Reffing it up.
That's all. Sorry I keep bringing things up, Devyn.
Good.
You're good,
Brad.
I'm good. That was it.
Thinking of shit, thinking of shit.
Well, thanks, Devyn. Good to have you back, man. And
glad to be back.
I like how everybody's just talking celebrities and mentioning celebrities. That's the spirit.
Happy trees.
We're gonna go ahead and go to Adam. But Adam, what you got for us this week?
Oh man, it's been a good one here lately. Just had a match. I watched Cabana Man Dan get beat by one of the Green Boys from the Green Street Posse, so that broke my heart. But I was laughing at him when we got back to the back. I laughed my ass off. It's like one of them rookies whoop your tail, man. What's going on with you? But after he got pinned, Rolando Perez come out.
Oh, of course.
That
Rolando,
jackass, huh, James?
Fucking.
And Rolando challenged a match to Cabana Man Dan, kind of like a teacher versus student type deal. So I might get lucky and get to referee that match.
Hey, we need to have him on the show. I'm going to be at my mom's visiting family in October. Be a great time to have that jackass on our show. Your show.
No, but the Bunkhouse Stampede just debuted on YouTube. That was released. By this is out. My match with Cabana Man, it'll be on YouTube by then. But August 5th, which is what's coming as we record, it'll be this weekend. It'll be the 8th annual. It's the 8th year anniversary. I'm sorry, 8th year anniversary in New South. Gonna be some great matches. There's gonna be Akuta Death Society versus MSP versus the Carnies. If you're kind of in tune with New South, you know who that is.
On that, sorry to cut you off, but on that,
this past Saturday or whatever.
Yeah, but it'll be on YouTube the following Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So as this airs, when will that be?
It'll be after this airs. It'll be the next Tuesday.
Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Adam, on that Bunkhouse Stampede, Green Street Posse, and the ADS, they had a heck of a battle. That was One of my favorite tag team matches I've seen in a couple weeks. So shout out to them two teams.
Heck of a battle.
What a
just
maneuver.
what you see MSP. MSP, they're from like Maine. They drove like 20-something hours to come win the tag team championship. But the Carnies, he had a guy, his tag team partner was out. So they made the manager be his tag team partner to defend the titles. So that he feels like he's got ripped off, so he gets his return match. So it's going to be a triple threat. It's going to be a good one. And then there's also going to be a signed, sealed, delivered ladder match between Marcus Dillon, our boy Braden Toon, Channing Thomas, and a fellow that I'm going to get to know here pretty good, and named Vinny Pacifico.
Oh, yeah. VP,
yeah.
baby.
So,
4 big names there.
Yeah, so I'm working on something with Vinny. I'm going to get in real good with him, see what I can do with that.
Collusion?
Kenzie Page is in a they're actually doing a steel cage match. It's Kenzie Page, Hunter Drake, and Dylan McQueen. Kenzie Page and Dylan McQueen has had like this, I know, at least 2-year storyline going on back and forth. They were tag team partners. They lost the titles. He turned on her, and it's just been a storyline going back and forth ever since.
And we covered a couple of those matches in the archives.
That's right.
There you go, James. Beat you to it.
So,
Maine is
Hunter Drake.
Country.
Hunter Drake's cashing in on his Hoss tournament.
Yeah, I think that's
isn't he?
Finally.
Hoss tournament, huh?
Nice.
Been there.
Look at us, huh? Look at us.
Sponsored by the Kickout Crew.
You're damn right.
That's on YouTube as well.
That is your show.
Tyler Franks and Brandon Williams are having their best of 7 match 7 finale. So that's going to be a good one. I'm interested to see who's going to win that.
There's going to be Zach Johnson doing.
I don't think he's in this one.
What? All right, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I did, but go ahead.
He's normally in the helm tagging with Walker 8.
Yeah, him and Walker Raider. They're on the helm. Yep. They had a match this past week, so it should be on YouTube by now. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a bull rope match. Big Dave versus Negative Lee, because Positive Lee, his tag team partner, turned on him after being best friends for years. Lee turned on him. I don't know what he's thinking.
Were they called neutral? If you have positive, negative.
No, he's Negative Lee now.
Oh.
Big Dave, huh?
Yeah, Big Dave, dude. This dude's got so much charisma.
Big Dave.
This dude has got some. I want to get him on the show. He is so fun to talk to. He's such a good dude. Like, just realistically, a really nice guy. He's somebody to watch out for in the next couple of years. And Dump Sanders is actually going to be the enforcer in that match.
Oh, hey now.
Good old Dump.
Brendan Cole, the one that beat Commander Man Dan, he's got a match with Primetime. So I hope Primetime gets his ass beat. It's a green street fight. He said, any kind of match you want. So Brendan Cole said, all right, green street fight.
What's the green street fight?
Well, it's the Green Street Posse was his tag team.
Okay.
So it's a street fight. You know.
Coming from the mean green streets of Alabama.
Of Huntsville, Alabama.
Around here.
And then Alexa has a match too, so we won't talk about that one.
You sure?
But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or 8 different matches, man.
Nice.
So it's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch that when it premieres on YouTube.
Yep, it'll be as this drops, it'll be the following Tuesday.
All right.
And that is the best in the South.
Yeah.
Was it time? All right. Well, hey, so what's up? What's up, Adam?
Oh, nephew.
We got running.
That is so random, dude.
They just got back from Tennessee.
You just have a small person. Hi, bud.
Hi, nephew from Tennessee.
Hey, Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
No, I'm telling you to say hey.
Fantastic.
Say hey.
Hi.
How old are you?
Hi.
Say hi 3.
I'm 3.
Aw.
So I ain't got time for you. No time for you.
No time for you.
That's my buddy right here.
Heck yeah.
Tell him bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Say later,
Yeah.
Tater.
Later, Tater.
See you, Hunter.
All
Best
right.
runner we had.
That was Adam
See-
Hunter and Hunter.
We'll see Adam in about a half hour.
Yeah. But I guess is it time for Brad, when I read The Spirit of Celebrities, and I just want to shout out everybody for kind of already doing this subject, I don't know, 4 times this episode. But when I read The Spirit of Celebrities, aren't we talking about athletes? Because we could do celebrity matches and talk about the spirit of celebrities.
Very true.
So you want me to just do
Glad
spirit
you
of
write that line.
athletes?
You can do whatever you want, James. I just put something on here and hope for the best.
Right? Well, I'll just keep it with the spirit of celebrities to celebrities, athletes. They're celebrities too, pretty much. But when I read this, I thought of one thing, and it was kind of bringing new eyes to the product, but also as the celebrities have had their involvements from the first WrestleMania and even Andy Kaufman and stuff. From that day until the present day, there's been a drastic change in the respect and the talent of these celebrities. And I think it's cool that nowadays, McAfee, Bad Bunny, who else? Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Like, they take it pretty serious, and they train and get ready, and they have some pretty good matches. I'm not going to lie. McAfee has some great ones. He gets underlooked, but Bad Bunny and Logan Paul have great ones too. I'll admit it. And I think it's cool that, number one, they're involved with the business, but number two, they take it serious enough to where it kind of legitimizes everything, and it brings more people to be like, it kind of gives it more respect instead of the ha-ha stuff it used to be. Now it's like, oh shit, I need to watch this. So I would like to give the newer celebrities a shout out, because they've made it to where people look at it and respect it, not look at it like, oh, look at them messing with them wrestlers. Now it's like, damn, did you see that? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Damian Priest gonna, like, it kind of draws them in, and maybe that draws new fans to the product, and what it's all about, man. Legitimizing us as fans and, fucking bringing new people to the game. So that's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to thank them for bringing the newfound respect and, bringing new eyes. And, that's the spirit of celebrities.
Love it.
Boom.
Thanks, Brad.
You're such a dick.
But hey, the spirit of celebrities and them being in ring, maybe they need to listen to Adam because, as an in-ring performer, Adam.
Yeah, you missed last month, you asshole.
Oh, sorry. I had to referee a match, or
No.
thought I was going to referee a
some other
match.
No, it's
bullshit
a rain out.
You scheduled something during 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever time
That's
it is
it.
over there during the show, because that's the time you're available.
I
Right?
actually was supposed to referee a match for the Trash Pandas, but we ended up getting rained out just long enough for us to get the ring put up. But we stayed and watched 2 innings. Me and Cabana Man, we stayed and watched 2 innings of that baseball game. We left top
I
of
love
the
that they could
second.
play, by the way.
It was 15-1 when we left. Second inning.
Trash Pandas winning?
No,
I
Chattanooga Luke House was beating that ass.
Fucking
would have
baseball.
left too.
It was terrible. I felt bad that I got in for free. I still feel like I owe them money.
Does anybody else question the fact that the game went on, but yet they got rained out?
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
You go try to do a match in a wet mat.
I saw WrestleMania 2020 one do it.
Well, if it were WrestleMania, it'd be different.
I'm just kidding. Go.
But anyway, instead of a match, I want to do a whole pay-per-view.
Oh, wow. All right.
Well, this ties in. This ties in for later. I watched the Great American Bash, NXT's Great American Bash. Every single match was awesome. I mean, I can't pick just one. That's why I want to do the whole thing. I mean, you have an 8-person mixed tag match. You have a tag team NXT tag titles defended. You have a Weapons Wild match. Then you have Gable Steveson versus Baron Corbin. Gable Stevenson's first official match. Versus,
Hey, he's been signed for 10 years. It's about time that he wrestled.
as I said, this ties in for something later on. So him versus Baron Corbin was actually a really good match. Baron Corbin getting cheered. That was the cool part. Stevenson got booed out of the building. Yeah. And it was so funny.
On the Zoom I was on, people freaked out about Baron Corbin's entrance. Like, oh, man, I love that. Oh, well, like, it's a fucking... Was he a pirate now? Like, what the hell
no,
are you
he's,
talking about?
He's the lone wolf.
You'd have to listen to...
On a ship?
You have to listen after the bell. It's something that Corey Graves told him. He said that when he was training back in training school, become a wrestler, he was trying to figure out a gimmick. And he was like a gimmick change or something. And he said his trainer told him, burn all the ships, burn everything, start something new. So the burning the ships kind of means like back in the Viking days.
Why don't they put that on TV instead of listen to Corey Graves' podcast?
Do I now?
Why didn't they put that on TV then? Instead of,
I don't understand that part.
Why wasn't that part of the promotion of the match?
But it's like it's the thing from the Vikings. When they go to take over a country, they burn the ships. That way they're staying there. There's no turning back. As the whole backstory to that.
Yeah. Put that
so
on
I thought
TV.
It was pretty cool, but if you didn't understand, you're like, what?
Yeah. I thought, was he a pirate? What are we doing? I thought, is Vince back? Vince back?
It's just a metaphor saying burn the ships. Whatever you do, you can't turn back. Whatever you're doing, you're dedicated to it and full speed ahead.
I get it now.
Tiffany Stratton, Thea Hale had an awesome submissions match for the women's championship match.
I love the
Carmelo
Barbie
Hayes
thing,
and Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, the half crab.
Carmelo Hayes. Doing now?
Nothing. I was not a fan of that show. The half crab sit down knee, and then the dude threw in a red towel. He didn't throw in a white towel. What the fuck are we doing? Is Chase U giving up? Go ahead.
Up to that point, it was a good match. But Ilya Dragunov,
it was his shirt. Go ahead.
Ilya Dragunov.
Go throw in the white flag, not whatever your color scheme is. Flag.
Adam's gonna leave.
Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes was a very good match.
It was a very good match.
I mean, if you don't watch the whole pay-per-view, at least watch that one.
I have a question about that match.
That was my match, but the whole pay-per-view was awesome.
The way Carmelo Hayes landed when he put him, he came off the top, right, and he put him in that power bomb. How dangerous was that?
Anything power bomb from the top is always dangerous.
How he landed, I was scared, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That looked like it sucked. Yeah.
I'm glad he's walking. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because it could have been nasty.
It was close, right? That was inches. That was centimeters, right?
It's because of Carmelo Hayes being so athletic. 90% of anybody else, it probably would have hurt him.
You think back to draws, right? And that move, if you watch that match when he lost, when he got paralyzed, it isn't anything close to that. I'm just saying that you see that, and
it's just like it's like Kenny Omega, and
No, you're right.
And Ospreay.
Yeah,
something terrible could have happened there.
Is it just stronger necks or just luck?
That and athletic, just they're more athletic now.
Man, well, we think back to our boy Big E too. Another scary moment.
That's a man that should not be getting suplexed. I'm sorry, he's just too big.
What do you think of Hayes' move with like the leg off the top rope? You like that?
If it's hit right, yeah.
It was hit right.
Yeah, it's gonna be hit right though, man. It's if you're too far one way, you're going to hit them in the back and land on their head. If you're too far the other way, you totally miss them. I
thought that was the best it ever looked, and I give Dragunov some credit for that too.
Dragunov is so good. God, he's so good.
Well, I love the legitimacy of him beating him because he beat Braun Breaker to get to that match, and Braun Breaker's the man. So you beat the man. You really beat the man to get there. So I think it gave him Dragunov even more legitimacy, though.
Dragunov is just so believable, everything he does.
But I think if he didn't beat Braun Breaker, it would have been like a throw. I mean, it would have been a great match, but I don't think there would have been any doubt. But because he beat Braun Breaker, you're like, okay,
he deserves
this guy's for real.
Yeah.
And who never know when Hayes is going to be called up? Never.
Well, they're already teasing him and Bobby Lashley.
Yes, sir.
I like him. I think I like them better together.
And the Street Profits too.
Yeah.
With Trick Williams.
Yeah, I like Trick Williams. It's funny.
All 5 of them. That'd be it. I don't know.
I like it. Awesome. I think my pay-per-view the feeling about that pay-per-view for me got ruined at that triple threat match because I had a lot like this is gonna be so badass, and it was pretty lackluster to me. And I was like, well, these all kind of lackluster. I think it put me in a,
Are you talking about Dominic Mysterio match?
The Mustafa,
yeah, Mustafa Ali, Dominic, and Wesley.
I mean, the ending was awesome. Don't get me wrong, the ending was awesome, but everything leading up to that, I love everything. Why does Rhea Ripley got to get involved in every fucking thing?
Because she's a heel.
Well, I know, but then get her out. Like,
if you want to see a better match, if you want to get a better taste in your mouth, Tyler Bate, Wesley, and Mustafa Ali had an amazing match in NXT a couple of weeks ago. That was an amazing triple threat. I'm a big Tyler Bate fan anyway.
And that one dude, was it Wesley? I guess they got like every fucking finisher done on him in that Dominic match. So I was like, man, if he kicks out again, but then like, who was it? Yeah, Ali was gonna win. They pull the leg, and then Dominic's frog splash show, pretty fucking legit though at that pay per view. I liked it.
That's one
just
of the
like his daddy. Oh, just like his daddy.
Like his Uncle Eddie.
I think Dominic's great.
No, because what about his damn little 3 suplex thing? There's been so much shit on that.
Trash.
But what about them doing it? What about them doing it back to him?
That's cool. I like that spot.
The double team. That was great storytelling.
He does it shittily. Dominic does it shittily.
I think Dominic's improved 100%.
Oh God, yes, he's
Doesn't mean he does the Three Amigos good.
Trash. Dominic's a star.
Huh?
Oh,
he's a star. Definitely. I've been saying it since we started.
He's the most over heel there is right now.
When do you think he could be in the main event of WrestleMania?
3 years.
So let me ask you this, guys.
I think this year, alongside Rhea Ripley, when she's in there, he can be standing outside the ring.
Guys, I've changed my whole thought process. I think it's LA Knight this year. I think that's why he's losing and teasing us. I think it's for the big one.
That would be nice. Yeah.
By the way, Adam, I think you started this whole thing. I don't think anybody was cheering for him before you started doing this. So
I
appreciate everyone listening.
And it's funny because I started doing this when I was.
He wasn't.
I went to SmackDown with Frank and Sorensen, and that's when it started.
He wasn't getting the cheers that he is now.
And here's the thing, pal. Here's the thing. He's the #1 merchandise seller for the month of July. He outsold NWO, Austin 316, Bloodline, Roman Reigns. He outsold all of them.
Cody.
Yeah, I think at the top.
And he has 13 items. He has like 13 items. All of them have like 1,700 or whatever.
Yeah, he's got a yellow shirt that says
selling all of them.
A yellow shirt that says
out of the top 5, he was top 3. Out of all top
amazing.
5. He had 3 of them.
And you're not doing nothing with this guy? Come on.
Well, Kevin Nash doesn't like him.
Oh,
don't get me started on that asshole.
He actually talked about it again, but I mean, he's not wrong about him having a lot of Rock similarities. But
if you want to if you throw that out there, you got to throw in everybody else.
Oh yeah, wrestling is copycat.
Well, I mean, Conrad has brought it up about
Ric
30
Flair
times
got everything from Buddy Rogers.
I'm a ripoff, guys. I mean, we're all ripoff.
Yeah, you are, Richard.
Yeah, you're a ripoff of Gilbert.
Well, I know this. I didn't invent FMK, even though Amy thinks I did.
No, you just made the rules.
Yeah, I made the rules. No, I did not. They're in the title.
You just didn't explain them as what happened.
Apparently not. I love her, though. Well, that's all over.
Well, we're letting the clock run on this one.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, it wasn't bad. 8-10.
That was a good one, Adam.
This one doesn't necessarily have to be the deuce anyway.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Speaking of deuce, is it time for match 2?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, we're gonna dribble on over to match 2, and that is Dennis Rodman and Hollywood Hogan, versus Diamond Dallas Page and Karl Malone. It took place at the Bash of the Beach, 1998. Well, kayfabe. It was placed Bash at the Beach, 1998, on July 12th of that year.
What is this picture?
I think it's from a press conference, actually.
They're like all getting along.
Well, everybody showed up dressed, and Rodman probably just flew in from Vegas.
Looks like he flew in from the hotel
He's
room.
got his PJs on.
That's a nice fanny pack.
Dennis,
That's a nice
it's 10
fanny
o'clock at night. We got to go to this. Huh? What? All right.
He is a good dresser. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
That's a nice fanny pack, guys. I'm sorry.
July 12th, 1998, at the KOC Arena in San Diego, California. It had an attendance of 10,095.
Nice.
It had a buy rate of 580,000.
Root you.
That's a big number. It had a match length of 23 minutes and 47 seconds. And once again, if you watch intros and everything, it's like an hour and a half. And Meltzer gave this one -1/4 star. So he gave the other one 1.5, and this one -1/4.
That's a 3-star swing.
Well, the crowd reaction, I would say, says differently. But it's not about where we're at right now. Devyn, how did we get there?
All right, so in 1998, for the third year in a row, the Chicago Bulls were in the NBA Finals.
Damn right, Last Dance.
For the second year in a row, they would be taking on the Utah Jazz. So, when the Bulls had a 2-1 lead over the Utah Jazz, the very next night on WCW Nitro, when Dennis Rodman was supposed to be at Bulls practice, he was actually on Nitro with the NWO. He would not tell Phil Jackson that he was going to be skipping practice, the head coach of the Bulls at the time, and Phil Jackson and the Bulls would then fine him $20,000, which I'm sure was pocket change for him at this time.
I bet WCW paid that.
Oh, 100%.
I would say so.
2 games later, the Chicago Bulls would win again, and this being their third championship in a row. But there was one person that was not happy about the Chicago Bulls winning a second time over his team, and he was going to do something about it. That man was Karl Malone. He showed up on Nitro alongside DDP, telling the story about how Dennis Rodman skipped practice, and he would never do something like that, showing that he's a strong, good man, pulling a babyface alongside DDP. And the story was pretty much wrote right there. It's the guy that's been beat back-to-back years trying to get redemption over the cool bad guy.
How awesome was it that they actually drove 18-wheelers or an 18-wheeler to the show?
Yeah, because Karl Malone has a CDL. He has a trucking business.
That was awesome.
So, all right. Great job, Devyn. I appreciate all that because it is true. Like, there's so much tied into this. The wrestling is what it is, but this is a story for sure. So, again, we have Michael Buffer out there again. NWO is out first this time. Hogan and Rodman. Mike, is Hogan's tan off the chains here or what?
Oh, he's all the time. He's from Florida. He got that tan going on, no matter what.
Why doesn't James
walk outside?
What was that?
He stays inside.
If only Sting would have gotten his tanning regiment from Hulk Hogan.
Back Florida. Then, that's when he was working on the gyms that were out on the outside on the beach.
Man, I'll tell you, what a life.
That's where he worked out at.
What a life. Again, Rodman's
be out on the beach, work out.
Rodman looks good again here, ready for the ring. DDP and Karl Malone entrance. Karl Malone. Now, Devyn, you explained it. That there's a rivalry here in the NBA, of course, because of the championship that year. But let me ask you something else. What do you think the NBA thought of this?
I think the NBA liked it for the most part. Besides Rodman skipping practice and stuff, it's putting a lot more eyes on 2 of their biggest stars. So, hey, if you want to see the 2 of their biggest stars alongside 2 of the biggest wrestlers, I think that it's definitely going to work out for both sides.
He looks really good.
And like kind of what Devyn was saying, you got all these like wrestling fans that don't watch basketball. They're going to turn around and watch the finals to see what they do in the game.
And they did get into a little scuffle in the finals too.
Yeah, so they got in their things, and then you got all your NBA fans that are going to come to WCW to watch what they're going to do in the ring.
You're right though, and you go back, Mike, to when Undertaker was feuding or not feuding actually with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was in a legit MMA fight, and they showed this on a Broken Skull sessions with with Austin and him, and how Brock legitimately lost the fight, shoot fight, okay, and still walked by the Undertaker and kept the story going, and that's kind of what happened here too. It's just great stuff to tie it all together like that. I love it. What are we looking at here, by the way, guys?
Thanks, Tyler. This is why we fired Tyler. So get in line, producer.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and no sell it for now.
So we have a resume out there for another producer. If you're interested, email us at kickoutcrew@gmail.com.
Kickoutcrewpod@gmail.com.
So mailman Karl Malone looks good here. Head of security Doug Dillinger hanging out behind him. Shout out Doug Dillinger.
I got to see him.
Yeah, I got to meet him at Top Guy Weekend. Real fun guy. Hey, there we go. Good. James, who are the announcers this evening?
Oh, well, some things are the same, some are different. Well, I'm glad you asked, Brad, because on this Bash at the Beach with Dennis Rodman in Hollywood, we have Tony Schiavone, Bobby Heenan, and Mike Tenay.
Very good. Very good indeed. Hogan and DDP to start? Maybe, maybe not. We're going to find out. Wait.
Before we get into it, I want to say a Bobby Heenan line.
Okay.
When they're kind of squaring off, I think it's when Karl Malone rips his shirt off, and he says, he plans to deliver the mail like it's never been delivered before. Shout out Dave McClay.
Damn it. I had something here.
Well, I got a question, and this one's mainly for Adam. If you're two wrestlers in the ring working with two non-wrestlers, and how much they got involved in this match, does that make a difference? Dennis Rodman was in there the year before and everything else, but Karl Malone wasn't. But are you not scared that they could fuck up and hurt you?
Not only could they hurt you, but they could hurt themselves and put their career in jeopardy. So,
Right. Especially now. They are in the finals right now at this time. So,
well, that's why they put Hogan with him, because they knew they wouldn't. They knew Hogan wouldn't ask them to do anything they couldn't already do. Yeah. Because prior to this, there had been a couple of nitros where Karl Malone actually scoop slammed Hogan a couple of times already, so they already knew he could do it. And other than a couple of scoop slams, elbow drops, well, what did they really do? So they knew Hogan would take care of them.
So, even DDP, he took care of, Dennis Rodman on it. But you think that's how it should be?
Well, there was one point in that match they looked like they about messed up.
A couple times.
There was,
and we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Okay.
But do you think that's how it should be? Something where, if you have a celebrity or an athlete that comes in, they just do a couple of scoop slams or something like that.
Well, it's kind of like what
moves and get out.
What you're referring to, I think, would be a good example is Ricochet and what's his name?
Logan
Paul. Yeah, when they did that Spanish Fly and almost broke Logan Paul's neck.
Right.
See, I agree with bringing Logan Paul in to work with Roman because Roman will take care of him. Bring him in with The Miz because The Miz is a freaking ultimate professional. But if Logan Paul gets hurt against Ricochet, and don't get me wrong, Ricochet is one of my top favorite guys. But if he gets hurt in this match, what next?
Right.
So, the match is going to be great, but I don't think the risk is worth the reward for that match. Here,
I think,
it's a top thing here.
You mentioned Logan Paul. I think he's on a different level than what, these two were.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been in the ring. He's been training. He's been, doing what he has to do.
But putting him in there with Ricochet, the risk ain't worth the reward. Now, putting him in there with Roman, putting him in there with The Miz, with Seth Rollins, these guys are going to take care of him, just like Hogan, DDP would take care of Rodman and Malone. I just don't see the risk of putting Logan Paul in there with Ricochet because it's not worth the reward. Ain't worth the risk.
Too much high flying.
Well, I mean that's high flying is the quickest way to get hurt. So what if Logan Paul hurts Ricochet? He'll never hear the end of it. Oh, this non-wrestler comes in, hurts one of our guys, hit it blackballed.
And that is the spirit of celebrity.
Like the opposite? Yeah. Do you not do like the opposite? Like Logan Paul?
Which match are we talking about here? Like, what are we doing right now?
Holy fuck.
Well, I know. Okay, I got one more question, but
that match was last Saturday, guys.
Good call.
It was, but now as we're talking, Logan Paul could hurt Ricochet.
All right.
Yeah, and if that happens, then like I said, if Logan Paul hurts Ricochet, Logan Paul gets blackballed from the wrestling business. But if Ricochet hurts Logan Paul, Ricochet, they'll look at him as a heel. He did it on purpose. He's an outsider. He made this guy learn his lesson. You know, earn your stripes, your kid.
Right.
So the risk ain't worth it. Here, I think the risk is worth it because this is two top guys. You got Hogan. I mean, if you're not going to put him in there with Hogan, who else would you put him in there with?
Do not open up that can of worms. Okay.
As long as it's not Goldberg, I think we'll be okay.
There you go.
Why not, Devyn? Why not a rematch of last year?
Well, the guys had moved on at this point. The Giant was actually part of the NWO.
There it is.
So you couldn't really do that. And
so
Mike
was
sent
Luger,
you
actually, wasn't he? Wasn't Luger part of the one red and black? And
yeah, he was red and black Wolfpack Attack.
Yeah, so they were both NWO.
But do you notice Hogan? Hogan is about 15 pounds lighter right here.
I did not notice.
Yeah, I want to touch on something. A week
lost the belt.
This, I forgot to add in my build. Goldberg defeated Hulk Hogan for that World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep, the Monday before.
Oh, yeah, the Monday before this.
So we have Rodman and Malone in now.
Again, fuck Goldberg.
This is a big production. Rodman.
Fuck Goldberg.
What are we on? Beer 9?
Hey, Brad, I got you right here. It was just funny putting Hogan with Goldberg, and then a week later, I mean, he's already in a storyline, so I'll break him away from the tag team storyline to go against Goldberg 1 week, and then go right back to the tag team storyline. It didn't make any sense booking-wise.
And the question Brad asked us earlier was something about the championship not being on the line in the main event. Well, the championship was on the line the match before this. And so, technically, it's the same thing. It's not on the line in the main event.
And again, this goes beginning of time. We talked about this. Should the championship be the main event? No, this is the biggest thing going right now. This is
it's Hogan. Who you going to put after? Yeah.
I mean, Goldberg was big.
Storyline is more important than the titles right now.
Agreed.
Amen.
So Rodman and Malone are in. Again, this is a big production. Rodman keeps retreating. Adam, as a wrestling purist, how frustrating is this to watch Rodman retreat so many times?
Him playing a heel, I don't mind it too much because he's antagonizing Malone and he's kind of stretching the storyline a little bit because everybody knows Malone wants to get his hands on Rodman. That's all he wants to do. And he's like so close. So he's right there. And then he jerks away from him and runs out.
Okay.
I like it. I mean, because it's good heel work.
They lock up. Rodman slips out of the ring. Hogan right there. Devyn, have you watched this match more than twice?
Yeah, but before this week, no. This week was the first time I've watched this match.
Okay. Just curious of like your perspective as a young man watching this when you were only 1 year, 2 years old then, right?
Yeah, I wasn't even one.
Yeah. How'd you like it the first time when you were 1 year old?
See, I don't remember it back then. Watching it back now, I can definitely tell that Rodman wasn't the same Rodman as the match before.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
There's just something a little off.
We're gonna get to that. Tag to Hogan. He's flexing. Malone and Hogan tease the test of strength. They are sort of locked up. That's what I wrote here. Sort of locked up, like a neck lock of some sort. Body slam to Hogan. A very good pop. We haven't talked much about DDP on this podcast. James, are you a DDP fan?
Huge, especially around this time. He's the people's guy, you know. Pretty much like, yeah. What's your business here type of thing? You're training too late. You're not a wrestler. And then he worked his way up. Scott Hall, that diamond cutter on Scott Hall, pretty much just fucking, did great stuff. And yeah, I mean, I would say a DDP fan. I think a lot of America was because they chose him to team with Malone to take on Rodman and Hogan.
Everybody knows. Wait a minute. Everybody knows why James likes DDP because he liked going around letting everybody feel the bang.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right back to you in a minute, James. Rodman back in. DDP shoves Rodman down. So much shit talking. But James, what do you think of Rodman's gear compared to Malone's gear?
Well, it feels like they're both teams, but in separate ways. Like Rodman and Hogan are wearing NWO stuff, but you can tell that DDP and Malone are like a team. You know.
I agree. DDP throws.
You think there could be anybody else that could be a tag team with Karl Malone besides the DDP at this time?
So actually, Eric Bischoff wanted this match to be Macho Man and Karl Malone. But at the time, DDP and Karl Malone were, in real life, extremely close friends. So Karl Malone trusted DDP enough and requested for him to be his partner.
Plus, he was only the only babyface left. Everybody else was on NWO.
But do you think Macho Man could have worked as good as DDP?
No.
Because you have the Hogan, Macho, and then you have the Karl Malone, Dennis.
I don't think it'd have been near as good.
I don't think it'd be as good. I see where you're coming from, but I don't think DDP or Randy Savage would have worked as good with Karl Malone as DDP did.
It's their mentality. Yeah, Karl Malone and Macho Man, I think their chemistry, their mentality would have been a little different.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a question? What is it about this match that makes you want to have diarrhea of the mouth compared to the last one? It's the same fucking match.
A lot. No, it's not.
There's two bunny hops in a row.
We haven't had a move yet, and Mike has told a freaking story, and I had to put a bookmark in it.
Who's locked up? Have we done a lockup yet? I think we've done.
I'm trying to get there.
Karl Malone already did a submission move to Hogan.
I'm okay with having somebody outside of wrestling in, but now we got two people in the main event of a pay-per-view. You know, I think it takes away a lot from it.
But at the same time, this is a real life rivalry. This is kind of like remember when he had Brock Lesnar, the guy that actually legitimately knocked him out. Kane was his name. Kane.
Yeah.
Cain Velasquez.
Velasquez.
Same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but that was a one-on-one.
I agree.
And you had Rey Mysterio in there. This ain't two people in there with two wrestlers. Like, I just think it took away. It would have been better if there was if Hogan was in there with somebody else besides Rodman. I get the storyline. 100% get it.
All right. So
what if they added two more wrestlers? Maybe a 3-on-3. Then you could have one more person sell a little bit more.
So we have an arm drag by Rodman. And it's like there's one move and a break. One move and a break. And the lockup. A collision by DDP and Rodman. And they're making, like you said already, Adam, and I don't need to ask questions here because you already said it. They're making Rodman look weak early because he's the heel. Headlock by Rodman. DDP throws him down. It's very sloppy, though. Leapfrogs by Rodman. Collision. Boos from the crowd, actually. Very big.
DDP and Rodman work or a shoot? Because some of those seem like a little choppy.
It looked like a shoot almost.
Yeah. I'm going to get into what I think about Rodman for sure here. Devyn, this is exactly where I'm asking it, actually. Devyn, does Rodman seem less ready for this? Or is this using it in his character?
Yeah, no, Rodman 100% was less ready for this match. I actually have a quote right here from Dennis Rodman about this match. Quote, "We decided to go to this bar." This is about the night before. "We go out to this bar somewhere on the beach and stay up drinking all night. And I mean all night. I remember the next day, I had to dig real deep to get that match done. And for the first 10 minutes of the match, I felt like complete hell."
I remember Hogan saying that he would party and then show up to practice. He did the same thing for the championship.
But and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got somebody that's unprofessional like that. You're putting even just Rodman. You're putting 3 other people's lives in your hands at that time. Very unprofessional.
I agree.
And that's what I seen in this match. compared to the other match, I think he was very unprofessional. I think he thought, oh, I already done it last year. I can do it this year. And this ain't him.
That's exactly what he thought.
Yep, he had that mentality.
So we have Malone and Hogan in the ring. Hogan has Malone's arm, wrist lock, Rodman with the cheap shot on Malone. Hogan in control, choking Malone. What's wrong with a throat choke? Adam, I mean, body slam by Hogan. Locked, looks more, and actually, that body slam by Hogan looked more painful for Hogan. I'm going to tell you, by picking him up. He's hurting here for sure. Dropping elbows. Yeah. Don't expect any mail tomorrow, huh? Bobby said that. So I wrote here, and James already said it. Should have had McClay on this week, right, Mike?
Hey-o. Yeah, right.
Rodman with elbows on Malone.
Well, Malone, where's Stockton when you need him?
Into the boot of Hogan. Devyn, is this good versus bad storytelling, except the crowd doesn't know who the hell to root for?
I think that's definitely it. You can kind of tell the heels are getting under the skin and trying to get Karl Malone to be the odd man out and pick him away from DDP. The crowd is really eating right into it. They're booing the right guys.
Hogan with
the I got a quick question for this.
What the fuck, bro?
Of course you do.
You know we got
more
segments.
Like Karl Malone was with the Utah Jazz, and Dennis Rodman was Chicago Bulls. You think if they played in, or if they had this pay-per-view in one of those towns, it would have made a big difference?
Compared to who they were booing and cheering? They would have cheered for their hometown guy 100%.
So do you think
they would have cheered for Rodman? In Utah, they would have cheered for Karl. 100%. Right. They cheered for MJF in Long Island when nobody cheered for MJF.
So do you think that
only AW shows have been through?
They should have tried to done something like that, like try to make that work.
Because
it's Bash at the Beach.
They're not real reactions.
Salt Lake City.
It's like that bitch CN Punk. You know, it's real reactions. It's not a real reaction in Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know.
Bash at the Beach in Chicago or Bash at the Beach in Salt Lake City?
Yeah, right. Make your own beach.
I mean, you had a different pay-per-view.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, but I understand what's like that, but I think if they would have had it at around their area, it would have been different.
Hogan with the knee to the neck and a reverse chin lock to Malone. Adam, are you surprised by the amount of time Malone is in the ring?
Yeah, honestly. Sorry, I'm having microphone issues. So, I mean, the whole arm come off. But yeah, actually surprised because I figured DDP would lead this match.
Again, I agree, 100%. Again, sloppy wrestling though. Hogan punches Malone and Rodman falls. back body drop by Hogan, I think. Malone's wife shown in the crowd. Shout out. DDP hot tag, knocking everyone out. Double team by Hogan and Rodman. Knee from Rodman. Belt to DDP.
Whoa.
Was that legal? What do you want to add to that, James? Go ahead.
Well, the hot tag for DDP was awesome because he comes in like a blaze of glory and he's on fire and the crowd is going ape shit. And then that what better way to cool it down than that little interference? I wanted to ask Adam real quick as an in-ring performer. So DDP comes in. Crowd's hot. Bam, that double team kind of lessens it back down a little bit, so they can build it back up later. Like, is that kind of the story of it?
That's storytelling 101, brother.
The hottest the crowd's been the whole match?
Yep, and then cut them off. Cut the legs out from under them.
Great. Man, I thought it was great. I loved it. James, you obviously loved it.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
But is the belt legal, James?
Shit.
WCW, I mean, it's not a foreign object. He has it in the ring.
Yeah. With WCW, who knows?
All right. Rodman choking.
I think we need to ask Mike Yoda for it.
Rodman in double clothesline by Rodman and Hogan. Shout out MJF, baby.
Double clothesline!
Foot to the neck of DDP from Hogan. Clothesline in the corner. Tags in Rodman. Double foot to DDP. Celebration again. James, how important is the commentary in this match at this point, though?
Well, kind of with the up and down, ebb and flow of it. Your commentary has to keep the keep the suspense, keep the excitement, but also recognize the moment.
I thought it was great
because they can't overdo the moment if they're trying to bring the crowd a little down. they can't be like over the top on commentary. You know, like it's an ebb and flow thing. So I think they did good. I like that.
I agree 100%. Adam, have you ever helped to train a non-wrestler for a spot in a match?
Let me get my microphone. No, I haven't got to yet.
Can't wait for that moment. Maybe it can be me.
Heyo.
I don't think I have a prayer in hell teaching you.
There it is.
I'm just kidding. I teach you, brother.
All right. Suplex by Hogan to DDP, cover out of 2. Devyn, is the match longer than it needs to be?
Yeah, but they're also playing that story. So I mean, Hogan's selling, DDP's selling. They're trying to play that entire story out with it. So I understand why it's this long, but they could have shortened it by about 10 minutes.
I agree. Double team by Rodman and Hogan. DDP fighting out of it, but a drop toe hold by Hogan. Tag to Rodman. Rodman with a headlock, but they call it something else here and make a big deal about it. It was a headlock. I don't know. Double team to DDP again. Mike, can Charles Robinson please pay attention to the match or what?
I mean, he's all over the place in this thing. So I don't know if it's because Ric Flair wasn't in there, that he wasn't paying attention, or what it was, but he's just all over the place in this match.
Big boot to DDP, misses the leg drop. Tagged, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Tagged to Malone.
Clothesline to here we go, baby.
Clothesline to Hogan. Rodman in the clothesline to him.
Bam! Big pop after that Rodman clothesline. Huge pop after that Rodman clothesline.
2 body slams by Malone to Hogan and Rodman.
Slam Rodman. I'm sorry. That was the big pop. The slam to Rodman, humongous pop.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down all of this. Man, that's badass. Dude, that hot tag and Karl Malone comes in. Yeah,
it was exciting.
The mailman was delivering.
There it is.
Man.
Has them both now clunks their heads together.
Yeah, keep it going.
Go ahead. You want to say something?
He tags DDP. He does the, he starts doing the diamond cutter symbol, and then, the crowd starts losing it, and then, commentary's like, oh, they know what time it is. He tags DDP. DDP comes in, diamond cutter. Bam! And then Malone, well, yeah, I think that's a little later, but yeah, that tag.
Yeah. So here, though, he slams Hogan's head 10 times on that pad.
8 times.
Is it 8? I wrote 10.
He does 8, and then Hogan does the 9th on his own, and then he falls back.
But then, yeah, butterflies the size of pigeons. Just a line I had to say. So again, a diamond cutter to Hogan. Big freaking pop.
Awesome.
Big pop.
Fucking awesome.
Top 5 mood for you, James?
Oh, when he does it, and when it's kind of built like this, and he pulls it off, it's stunner-esque. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, here we go, it's go time, baby.
So Malone diamond cutter to Rodman now.
Amazing. That was a big old pop.
That was good.
So now we have the disciple in the ring with a stunner to DDP.
Who?
To a massive pop, by the way. I was like, what? They loved it. The crowd loved it. Hogan with the cover. 1.
Was he not jacked at this time though?
2. Yes. 3.
Huge pop by the crowd though after that 3 count. Huge pop by the crowd.
That's the confusion.
I don't get it.
NWO is cool, man. That's what it is. NWO is too cool and sweet. Malone with a cutter to the disciple now.
In my notes I wrote, what's better than a diamond cutter to the disciple? I was going to say his shoot name, but I was like, that's kind of rude. But I was like, what better than a diamond cutter to the disciple?
So Malone working the crowd good. Diamond cutter to Charles Robinson.
Right?
And I ask you, Ref Adam, are you there? Damn it. He's never where I need him. Did he take that better than you could?
Oh. Adam's got to answer that question.
Adam, did he take that cutter better than you could? Charles Robinson?
50-50.
50-50 booking, baby. And then we have a black and white NWO celebration. Big celebration that goes on for another 4.5 minutes.
Whack.
And that is the match.
Right?
A lot of fun.
So if you're in the Chicago area, Labor Day weekend, Starrcast, the big convention. There's also an AEW pay-per-view. So, make a weekend out of it. And the Worm, Dennis Rodman, will be making an appearance. So definitely get your tickets and all that stuff because, meet and greet with Dennis Rodman, picture, autograph. He doesn't, from what I understand, he don't do it often. And to do it with us wrestling fans, pretty fucking cool.
So we got
and if you can't make it, Dennis Rodman does have his mail-in orders.
And also everything will be on the Premier Streaming Network.
The whole weekend is on
the Premier Streaming Network.
I believe they're covering Starrcast.
Oh my goodness.
The Premier Streaming Network.
The Premier Streaming Network, the new home of the Kickout Crew.
Sounds like the Premier Streaming Network.
I feel like we hadn't said it enough.
Is the place to be.
I got questions from our loyal fans.
Let's do it.
Ben Jones, friend of the show, Ben Jones, Zip Code Bros.
Pass.
Ben Jones.
I'll answer codes.
In 2008.
Here we go.
I love that start. We're talking about 97. Hulk Hogan had a show called Hulk Hogan Celebrity Championship Wrestling, where celebrities learned how to wrestle, cut promos, etc. On the show was Dennis Rodman. I thought this was strange given his experience in WCW years prior. Did any of you watch the show? And if so, did you think the same thing?
That's my first time hearing about the show.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. First time hearing about it. But I'll tell you what, I might want to check something like that out on YouTube.
I've heard about it. I've never watched it. But why not have Dennis Rodman in it?
It is strange, though. No, it sounds like he was learning from him when he should have already kind of known. Is that his idea?
Yeah, he kind of knows.
Episode with Ben.
Yeah, there we go.
Interesting.
Shout out to the Zippo coach.
Shout out Wonka Wonka. So we got another question here from, hey, look who's back. Money Mike.
Oh.
Money.
Oh, yeah. Go bonus.
Do you believe crossovers between professional wrestling and mainstream sports generate as much internet now in the modern era as they did in the 90s? Or has the concept been overutilized to the extent of no longer being as unique? Man, I got an answer, but go ahead.
Go ahead with your answer.
Well, I 100% think Logan Paul with social media and his presence in the mainstream world is bigger than any of it.
Well, it's say someone with less of a presence than him, though. Because he has like a gajillion, YouTube.
Yeah, because I would say he did have, like, when he did his entrance, it was like 1.5 million people that followed him during his entrance when he went live. But I think it would depend on who it is.
Yeah.
You can't just have a random somebody. You have to have somebody that's hot right now.
And Bad Bunny? Look how Bad Bunny is internationally.
Well, but look at old Walter Hauser. Walter Hauser didn't fucking set the scene on fire when he went to AEW.
He's like more of a
That's what I'm saying. It depends on who you have.
Or like Rick Ross didn't even have that big of a pop in AEW.
What about Jackass, though?
Maybe we're just talking about the way we're talking. AEW is just down here with the celebrities. WWE's a little more.
They had Tech 9 on there. Boo! Strange music, more like change the music.
When I say Jackass, I don't mean Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, I know.
You're talking
about a WrestleMania match?
Yeah, Jackass had a brand new movie coming out right when that come out.
Yeah,
timing's everything.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on who you have. Mike's right. Whoever's hot at the time, or whoever you have. Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
What's her name came out to Barbie the other day for a reason.
Okay, but what about The Rock? Because technically he's a movie star right now. So if he comes out right now, is he
still huge?
He's ours. We claim him.
Just saying.
He started. It's where you start, man. He started with wrestling.
So what if you have Kevin Hart come out then? Because Kevin Hart is big with him.
What, re-sign manager? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
A manager or something. Just come out there and talk some shit. Get his ass whooped. He gets his ass whooped. The Rock comes out and
I don't think he'd want to do that. I don't think Kevin Hart would.
You mean the comedian Leo Rush?
Hey-o. I was waiting. I was wondering if somebody was going to say some Leo Rush joke.
I got another Michael McClanahan question.
Money Mike.
Of course you do.
If you had to do a modern-day wrestling celebrity crossover, which major league franchise would you pick? NBA, NFL, NHL, or MLB? Do you believe would generate the most interest, and which professional athlete would you select? We kind of touched on
George Kittle.
NFL.
I think
Yeah,
NBA
because they
still
tried it
helped,
with
too.
Gronk, and I think it was going to be something, and then it
Gronk
just
was big.
nothing.
Gronk went back to football, and then
What about more of UFC? We got this crossover going over. You think?
well,
you
if
not
you
think
look
we
at
can have more UFC?
America, if you look at
Who?
America's top team,
Who
I mean,
name 5 UFC fighters that would just blow it
Yeah,
off?
because UFC fighters have this
Conor McGregor.
belief. Well, they have this belief
ain't
that
fight-
once
well,
we
he
do
ain't active.
WWE, we can't go back to UFC
Conor
because
McGregor
it's
would,
the whole
but yeah,
scripted versus real crap.
that is also true.
Yeah.
I think the NBA's got the most personality.
So you don't think?
NBA or NFL?
So you think after this SummerSlam, Ronda Rousey could not go back to UFC and whoop some ass?
She didn't whoop ass before she came.
Hey, she got knocked out like
WWF.
3 straight times before she went to wrestling.
Yeah, she was on the way
Holly
out. Bro.
Holmes.
She lost her. She lost it.
Yeah,
I mean, I no
she
disrespect.
could go back and whip
But
ass.
she's always been a WWE
I'm
fan,
not
though.
disagreeing with you. I'm just asking opinions. I think
She's always a WWE fan, though. You can't name 5 UFC fighters that like wrestling right now.
You can't name 5 UFC
Brock
fighters
Lesnar.
at all.
Brock
You think-
Lesnar is not
you think
that
Brock
anymore,
Les-
man.
Okay, but if he went to UFC tomorrow, you think he could whoop some ass?
Nah, maybe he's almost
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he's
see, he
older,
did
though.
WWE
40 some
first.
years
though.
old now.
Yeah,
It's a different world, man. Still a tough
I
guy.
think-
I'm not messing
I
with him.
think
Right?
John Jones would be about the only one would come from
that'd
UFC.
be a good one.
To
I like to see
WWE,
old
he'd be
Bones
good.
Jones in.
Devin, you went with Kittle.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we had to go, if I was going baseball, I'd go
Kittle
Aaron
likes
Judge.
wrestling too.
Aaron
you
Judge
know?
would be good. He's
Him
a
and
big, tall guy.
Penta, Penta gave him a mask when they played in Mexico City.
Hey, yeah, that's true.
Couple of boxers, what's his name?
Ryan Garcia, he'd be fun. He was
The
at
Gypsy.
WrestleMania.
What about
Yeah,
Tommy
I'm-
Morrison's son?
Oh, you,
Talk
telling
about
you.
You
sons,
ain't naming
what-
no
man.
names. Adam
Adam's
said
talking
that
about
one guy. You said Tommy Morrison's son.
Tyson
Trevor
Fury.
Morrison, right? Trevor Morrison? I don't know. I got to double check that. I
That's
read
what I'm
about it.
saying, man. The celebrity involvement in those combat sports is not as big as it used to be.
Speaking of sons, well, Brian Pillman Jr. coming to NXT.
Good.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Supposedly.
So Zol
Now-
Lopez
Now we need Benoit's son to come.
Zol Lopez asked,
Brock.
was this the moment in time frame for the crew growing up when they felt wrestling was cool to talk about wrestling in class with pop culture crossover happening at this time?
97, 98, you're damn right, dude. Everybody was talking about
There
it.
was never
I talked about it before Rodman come to the WCW.
Yeah,
A lot of people that watched it during that time were hooked, and now they don't watch it now, obviously. But like that, it was pop culture to be watching wrestling that time.
NWO was cool. Stone Cold was still cool. The Rock was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line,
Yeah.
How old were all you guys?
I was
During
in
this stuff.
college.
97. Well, my birthday's in November, so like
I was
like
13.
11, 12, 13. Like
Yeah, we were 13 , James.
I was.
pretty much
I was.
watched it like
Yeah.
11, 12, 13. Like pretty
Thir-
heavy. The Attitude
13,
Era for
14.
me, I guess.
Brad,
Yeah,
Brad was a
pretty-
granddad already.
I was
You
in college.
three were in high school or middle school, going back to lunchroom in the morning, talking with
Yeah.
everyone
Middle
about
school,
it.
Eighth
middle school,
grade.
and part of high
Mhm.
school was like hot
Yeah.
wrestling times.
Eighth
Brad was
grade,
throwing
ninth grade
nitro
was awesome.
parties in college.
Yeah, we didn't have them though, man. I saw that on TV and I was like, why aren't we doing this? They're like, well, because you're the only one that watches it. I'm like, oh,
Dude, when JR and Eric
Not
did,
like your friends were losers, Brad.
when
they
JR
thought the
watched
same thing about me.
Nitro, and Eric watched Raw. I don't remember what episode it was, but they did like a watch along where they both watched the other product. There was a Nitro Party segment, like a tape thing, and Paulie B was hosting. He's like, "Oh, there's some Afro Show top guys at the Nitro Party. I see James L. Cora in the background, and blah blah blah." And I had a friend from Texas. Shout out Jared Johnson. I don't know if you listen, but I just get a random Facebook message one time. He's like, "Holy shit, you were mentioned on the JR podcast." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, the Nitro Party thing." And he was like, "I was listening to like, I know that guy." And I was like, "Ah, man, shit, Afro shows, come on up."
I remember the first time I heard my
Yeah.
name on like an ad-free shows. I was freaking jumping up and down. Now it's like, all right.
The message Paulie, I was like, because I hadn't
Every
heard
time.
the episode yet. Like, it
And
was
now
like
you
Nitro
name
watch
every
along.
fucking show, Brad.
And
Yeah.
Paulie
Every fucking show.
messaged
Bryce
Paulie like,
Stanton
"Hey,
was to
dude,
go.
what the fuck?"
Yeah, we hear Brad, we hear Devin, and we hear Bryant all the time.
Yeah, we take our
All
time
the
to ask some
fucking
questions.
time.
We try to
It
contribute
used to be
to the-
Money
Fuck
Mike
y'all.
every
There
time.
it is. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Brad was going for.
So
YouTube
Joel-
questions are
I
being
used to
asked?
ask a Yoda thing like all the time, and I haven't in a long time. I need to get
I
back
try
in.
not to miss one of those.
Well, I need
But,
to ask more questions.
Zoll also wanted to know, besides Devyn,
Ah,
because you weren't born yet, Devyn, that's why.
ah.
Who was the crew's favorite NBA team or player in the 90s?
Michael
Chicago
Jordan,
Bulls.
Chicago Bulls. Easy.
Yeah, Michael
Whoa.
Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Cleveland
Love the
Cavaliers.
Bulls. Used to come
believe it
home
or not.
after school, watch WGN, and they would show Family Matters for an hour of Urkel, you know, Mr. Winslow, and then right
I
after
loved
that, Bulls
Urkel.
games.
So, I'm from Pittsburgh. There is no, and I was not living here until 2001 in Philly. So there is no Pittsburgh team. So my dad rooted for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was my team back then.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
She
dedication.
watched the rise of LeBron.
That's dedication.
Yeah, your
I
dad's
know,
a
it's
brave
way
man.
before LeBron, bro.
Oh yeah, that's way dedicated.
You're
Like
talking
what
like
the
Mark
Prices? Did he
Price,
like
Brad
the Price?
Daugherty.
Hey, the Price brothers are from Enid, Oklahoma.
Craig Elo, Doherty, Hot Rod Williams. Those
Mark
are my
Price.
guys.
Ask your daddy likes old Mark Price.
Mark Price is a good. He's like a John Stockton. They were like the same player to me. Like
dude. In
speaking of-
Enid, they got shit everywhere. Which granted,
Yeah,
he made the pros. He was a good player, but they have shit everywhere.
yeah, he was
for-
great. Last
Yo,
question.
Zol, wait, real quick. Zol didn't
You don't
want
get
me to
you don't get
answer,
the
but
You were told no.
there's a thing called MSG Plus, okay? So I've watched a shit ton of old Knicks games. I've watched Patrick
What are you
Ewing and
talking
John
about? You watch
Starks,
old
Charles
basketball
Oakley,
games?
Larry Johnson,
Who the
Doc
fuck?
Rivers. I love the Knicks. I've watched years and years of Knicks.
John
So-
Starks, gross.
I like Starks.
I bet you did.
Yeah, that's a Philly. I mean,
Greatest
he's a New York
point guard
guy,
in
he's
Knicks
Philly.
history.
Yeah, kind of attitude.
The boy, he's on a very
not good
elusive
now.
list.
Finally, we got Rob Hewitt, and he wanted
Shout
to
out
know.
Rob.
Shout out. Why were
Yes,
basketball
sir.
players so cool then and not so cool now? I don't
Because
know how to
he
answer
they're a
that
bunch
one.
of
instituted the
bitches.
dress code.
That's
They
funny.
Yeah.
I
start
don't know.
flopping.
They were
now,
cool. though.
now they stub their fucking toe and they're out for 3 games.
Yeah, they're out for
David-
3
David-
games. Yeah.
David Stern instituted a dress code, so they all kind of,
But
well,
think about that.
they
Detroit
take it. They
Pistons.
take it out of line. Like Russell Westbrook looks like a fucking idiot every time he goes to a game. But David Stern instituted a dress code because of Allen Iverson. AI baby, the answer.
Bill Lane beer, like back in the day, in the 80s and 90s. You got a guy that had a black eye every time he played. Like, just
Dude,
a
watch
different
when
time.
Tim Duncan would wear like a polo and blue jeans to like every
Oh,
game.
man.
His
James-
MVP picture, he's in a like collar shirt and blue jeans. David Stern in them.
What did AI do? Give me a history lesson here.
Jerseys, chains. I mean,
He
Back
ran
then.
Philadelphia.
That was a good time, man.
I liked
2001
AI. I
was a
really
good
did. I thought he
time.
was awesome.
Yeah.
AI
But just
and,
wearing all that stuff made the dress
76
code.
He just did whatever he wanted. He didn't go to practice, if you've heard.
Talking about practice?
Anyway, that is it for the questions. Back to you, James. Thank you to everybody, by the way. Thank you so much. That's great.
Oh well, hey, what better way than to throw a wrench in this and go to the hottest rising segment in podcast history? You know it, I know it. Of course, we had to get it in right now because it's joke time, baby. So, Adam, Waka 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 with Adam from Bama. Take it away.
I don't see it on the outline. Where is it on the outline?
Guess what, baby? We're live, pal.
Okay, I guess it goes in between listener questions and
It
FMK.
goes in between wherever you want.
Sorry,
There.
buddy.
Our outline's the biggest joke so far.
Fuck Brad.
Hey!
Oh! Look who showed up.
I
Right?
can't follow that. I can't.
Waka waka waka.
That was actually really good. All right, so I've got 4 little quick ones.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what I told her.
I told you not to say nothing about the strip club, James. All right, so why aren't koala bears actually bears?
They're not.
No.
Because
marsupials.
they don't meet qualifications.
Oh.
Oh, they're not qualified.
Yep, they're not qualified.
Keep going here.
So how do priests get rid of insects inside of a church?
Oh boy, oh boy.
Let us spray.
I was
There
nervous.
it is.
I was nervous.
Boy, the insect word really almost got me on that one.
Insect.
Hey, Ben Jones, take your notes.
Yeah, I know, really.
Waka, waka,
I had
waka.
to get
Dynamite
on their show the
dropping.
other day and substitute for him.
Again.
Yeah, so
Made
when
more
my
of his
wife,
episodes.
I got to record with them next week too.
Yeah.
I mean, they need ratings. They know who to call.
Yeah, I heard they call Mike for ratings.
Who are you gonna call?
You know what's
The
funny?
new
Mike with an
referee,
echo. Mike with an echo, so if you double up everything, Mike with an echo is still
Yes,
less
sir.
than Mike
Sir,
on this
sir,
show.
sir.
Mike on this show is just, booming.
Yeah, it's funny. All his stuff sounds good on the Zip Code Bros.
I was just about to
But,
say, does he echo on the Zip Code Bros?
No, he's never echoed on that show.
I'll be
But on
damned.
ours, he
Am I
echoes like
echoing this
hell.
one?
No.
No, actually.
No.
Because we didn't let you run it.
Hey-oh.
We let Tyler run it. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah. Stream on the yard, you know what I'm saying?
We need to stream that shit out of here. I threw that shit right in my yard. Anyway, when my wife told me that I needed to stop impersonating flamingos, I just had to put my foot down.
Yeah. I was wondering where that was
I
going.
like it.
And I like it.
Yeah.
And then it says my wife wants me to blow air on her every time she gets overheated, but I'm really not a big fan.
Well done, my friend.
That was good. I like that one.
It's so much better.
Well,
Yep.
hey, man.
And if
Yeah.
you're listening to non-funny jokes, listen to the Zipro codes.
And that's not bad for it not being on the outline, wouldn't it?
Right?
You know what is on the outline, right, James?
You know it.
Look
I would like to keep one, disregard one, and maybe
Yeah.
hang on to one forever. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that.
Hey,
We're not tiptoeing around any more bullshit,
Right.
right?
No,
We are who we are.
Our
Tiptoes
gloves
and
are off,
tunes.
brother.
I've ever
So,
told y'all
we
that
are
song
back.
trips me the fuck out, the Tiny
We
Tim
are on
dude.
full force tonight, baby.
Shout out Kylie
Yeah, right.
Alexa.
Well, hey, Brad.
Yeah.
Let's see what this FMK is this week.
FMK is back after 5 weeks off.
Pew, 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 pew.
We have Dennis Rodman, right? Dennis Rodman episode. So let's talk about Dennis Rodman's relationships, or maybe almost relationships.
So is he going to be all three? Because he did probably F himself, and we know he married himself.
If Madonna is not in this 3, I'm leaving.
Madonna. But you have to, let's put this in perspective. No Googling Madonna at 70 years old, please. Let's talk about Madonna then when she was in Dick Tracy or Who's That Girl. Let's talk about that Madonna, okay? How about Carmen Electra? Oh, and let's think about Carmen Electra from Baywatch. How's that? And then, you know
Carmen
what?
Electra now is just as fine
Carmen
as
Electra
Baywatch.
at 2030 is probably still pretty good.
She's a very talented actor, and we need to talk about her attributes and skills and not
Yeah, whatever.
She's an awesome lifeguard.
And we also have Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox from Independence Day. Vivica
A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox. So those are your 3 ladies. Devyn, what are we doing?
So Vivica Fox, you said not to Google. So Vivica Fox,
All right,
the one I have
Google.
no
Google.
least
You didn't
about,
say that.
What?
she's got to be Cade, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna have to F Carmen Electra. I've seen enough pictures and videos to know that that'd be
I
fun.
bet you have.
And then who is the final choice? I can't
Madonna.
remember who I'm marrying. I'm marrying Madonna.
Madonna.
How
You're
can I be
marrying
upset with that?
Madonna?
Mary
She's gonna
Madonna.
sing me to sleep every single night, and I'm gonna be happy with that.
She's gonna. But instead of praying, she's gonna sing like a prayer to you, and that'll be your prayers for the evening.
Like a virgin.
All right, Mike.
She'll sing that to me too.
Like a virgin.
All right. Oh, Fox Lady is dying.
What is wrong with y'all?
Nothing's wrong with me.
There's another Fox
got
lady coming up
Madonna.
in my demographic.
Megan?
I'm gonna fuck Madonna because I think she was wild at the time. And Carmen Electra, man, I'm marrying her because I could wake up to her every single night, and
Yeah, in the morning.
yeah,
How can you sit
I
when
mean,
you're standing up?
and twice on Sundays. I mean, yeah. So that's where I'm going.
All right, Adam.
I'm marrying Carmen Electra. That way we can be married every day. Effing Vivica A. Fox because y'all are stupid. And killing Madonna because it's like having a plastic figure at your house.
Shout out Barbie.
Okay. James?
That was awesome. Let's see here. Ian. Yeah,
Please don't kill Vivica. Please don't kill Vivica.
He's gonna do what he wants. Okay, pal, you got your turn.
Thank you. Peer pressure is a problem. If you suffer from peer pressure, please remember that you have the power to kick at it too. You are your own person. But no, I think I'm marrying Carmen Electra. I'm gonna pull an Amy, and I'm gonna fuck and kill Madonna, and then I'm gonna fuck Vivica.
All right.
Yeah.
I am.
You can cheat. That's fine.
Hey,
I'm not
Brad. What Hasbro have the rules? Oh man, that's funny, dude. I still laugh about that line. Shout out Amy from the what is it? Talking
Palm
Wrestling
Dave show. No, Talking Wrestling. Palm Dave.
Yeah, Brad. Talking Wrestling.
Broke my chair.
I am marrying Carmen Electra. No doubt. I am fucking Vivica Fox. No doubt. And I've never been into Madonna.
Brad,
nothing personal.
I've never said this. I've never said this, but I love you, Brad.
And I don't think Madonna's into me either. So we're safe there. We're all safe, right?
Like a prayer.
Pretty sure I'm not her type either. So let's go with who they have dated now. So obviously Carmen Electra.
Dennis
Madonna,
Rodman.
They haven't. They're not. None of them are with Rodman anymore, right? So Madonna has been with Warren Beatty.
Boy, you had a Rolodex of choices on that one
too.
Carmen Electra has been with Prince.
Oh,
and Vivica Fox has been with 50 Cent. What are you doing there, Devyn?
The Gucci, the Prada.
I'm marrying Prince. That voice, he can sing to me every single day. That would have been awesome. And then 50 Cent. I think we're gonna be in the club. So we're gonna be effing. Then Warren Beatty, I'm sorry, brother, but you're my K.
You know that's Dick Tracy.
Right?
Who's
Dick
Tracy?
Get a superstar.
That's also Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
I have two cats named Bonnie and Clyde.
I have a dog named Clyde. My mom has a dog named Bonnie. I swear.
You can see the smoke coming out of Mike's ears. What do you got, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go with same with Devyn. Like, who is the third one? Who's the
50
kill?
50 Cent. 50 Cent.
Oh, I killed Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Brian Kimmel. Yeah.
Warren Brady. I just didn't know him.
Warren Brady. I'm killing him.
Warren Brady.
Whatever his name is.
Warren Brady.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm fucking 50 Cent because I mean he's built.
Two quarters back.
I don't know, man.
50 cents.
Go with it, man. Just go with
it. He'll damn.
You gonna kill him? You're gonna kill Bossy?
Yeah. I mean, so.
Oh man.
It'd be a fun trip with him.
Can't wait for Mike's meat minute. Go ahead, Adam.
Are you finished, Mike?
Done.
I thought he picked it. I'm sorry.
No, who was the third guy?
Well, you already picked who you
Prince. Who you marrying Prince?
Oh, Prince. Yeah, I'm gonna marry Prince. Yeah. Hell yeah, marry Prince. He's dead. I marry Prince. He's dead. I get all his money. I'm good.
So I agree with Mike and Devyn. I'm marrying Prince because that way he can sing to me every night. I'm effing 50 Cent because he's got the magic stick.
He's effing you, I guess is what that sounds like.
He's got the magic stick. So I'm marrying. I'm effing 50 Cent. And I'm killing Warren Beatty. Not Brady, but Beatty. Because who cares about Dick Tracy?
Tom Brady.
And Bonnie and Clyde, he died at the end of Bonnie and Clyde anyway, so.
Yeah.
If a car could kill him, I shouldn't have no problem.
Wait a minute. Bonnie and Clyde died at the end of Bonnie and Clyde? Color me surprised.
James.
Color me purple.
Hey, Prince. I'm not gonna say. Daniel Tosh made an awesome joke in his year in review when the year the Prince passed, and I'll just leave it at that. It was amazing.
Purple rain.
But well, this is what it sounds like when doves cry, because I'm gonna fuck Prince, you know, and there ain't no particular sign that I'm compatible with. I just gotta want his extra time and not his kiss, I guess. But you know, and that's the kind of stuff you can buy at a secondhand store. So, hey, let's go crazy.
Yeah.
And are we going to let the elevator take us down? Oh, no. Let's go. So, Prince is going to be my fuck. I'm killing Warren Beatty, and I'm marrying 50 Cent because, you know, he's got the vitamin water thing, maybe. I really don't know if he does anymore. He got rich or died trying. So, he got rich. And I can teach him how to read. That's a Mayweather joke or whatever. But, yeah, he'll ask me 21 questions, and they're all about us. So I guess that's my answer. I like that, dude. Musical ones are all up there.
Gonna go ahead and marry Warren Beatty. I'm not sure what the problem is, guys. He's a handsome guy.
Why? Explain yourself.
My eyes are sore being a senator.
So Warren Beatty
Awesome
is
song.
one of the biggest studs in history of the world. Do your research.
Is it Buckworth? Is that the name? Bullworth.
Bullworth.
Yeah. Get a superstar.
He has he's been there and back. So I got some things to learn from him. I'm gonna go ahead one night with
kicking
Prince.
out at 2?
One night with Prince because it's Prince and it'd be a fun night. And then 50 Cent is gone.
Damn.
That is it, fellas. Thank you for playing. Welcome back, huh? Welcome back, Cotter.
Loved it, man. Love it. I actually like the flow of this episode. You know, I think we're kind of hitting our stride and we're kind of back. And I hope people watch this episode. And I'm hoping that people can hear this episode. So that being said, hey, Devyn, welcome back, man. What are the people watching?
So I touched on it a little bit earlier.
Mr. Cotton. Sorry, had to.
There's another Fox in my demographic this week because Alicia Fox has returned to pro wrestling. She was at Reality of Wrestling last week where she challenged their women's world champion, Promise Braxton, to a world championship match. So be expecting that sometime in the near future. Also, another thing that was on my demographic this week was there's this photo circulating around town from the Galaxy Con 2 weeks ago where Lex Luger and Bret Hart were staring at each other, and Lex Luger is pointing his finger at him. Lex Luger tweeted that he still isn't over the finish of the Rumble in '94. So I thought those two were two pretty cool things to point out this week.
Awesome caption, dude. I like that one.
That's my demographic. Short and sweet.
I'm glad she's back.
That picture with Luger and Bret Hart, and right in the background, Arn Anderson is back there. He's like this.
He's probably looking at his phone. What if he's down looking at his phone?
He might be, but he's sleeping to me. He looks like he's sleeping, so that'll be all right.
And I had a third one, but Adam touched on it a little bit earlier. I'm still going to say it, though, because Brian Pillman Jr. has agreed to a deal with the WWE and will be reporting to NXT very soon. It's been circulating all over social media.
That doesn't mean everything's true.
Yep.
Fake news.
You're right.
What if it's fake news?
You're right. Well, that's where I get most of my demographics from.
If he does go to WWE, if he does go to WWE, what do you think he's going to do? You think like he's going
go
to
to NXT and probably be there for a year and a half?
Put in work. Become
you think he can do
superstar
something?
that he might actually be able to become. I think that he had a lot of potential when he first debuted in AEW, and then they even had that little storyline in Cincinnati.
He's good,
with Brian
man. He has a
Pillman
lot
Jr.
of potential. He's good. Nobody's done shit with him.
Exactly. I feel like he's got to develop that character work a little bit more, and then we could be seeing another Dom Mysterio, another Braun Breaker.
We cockblocked him big time one time.
Well,
so
that's what I was going to
out.
ask.
Sorry.
What if he comes out with that that character that his dad had, like the off the wall type character? Just
I don't see that happening in this era.
You can't do that in NXT because it'll be
like
G-rated Brian Pillman, and that's all everybody's going to say is just,
I mean,
If he
I
does
did
it
like
on
that
the
character.
main
I did.
roster, he may be able to pull some crazy shit off. But on NXT, it's just going to be G-rated bullshit if he tries that. He'll just look like a zany idiot, you know?
Yeah, I think that copying a gimmick isn't the greatest idea. We've seen that a little bit.
It's not always
when
bad with the dad, though, is it?
No.
I don't know,
I
because
mean, it's a cannonball type deal. I mean, it's, you know, runs in the family. You can say it runs in the family.
But he's never been that character.
You know,
that's the
But
thing,
he
right?
can't be as out of control as Brian was. That's what I'm saying. They would wrangle it in because they got sponsors and they're public and all that stuff now.
What are we doing, Adam?
Oh, I'm getting ready for the go home.
For my final Devyn's demographic of the week, we had Adam from Bama's reffing debut on YouTube. You can catch New South Pro Wrestling's Bunkhouse Stampede on YouTube.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just put together and set up.
Totally not planned.
2, and now we're on number 4.
Totally not planned.
Everybody texts Devyn on the side, I think, with this nonsense.
Done. Hey, we're done. That's all we have is the 2 things. The 2 things.
You promise?
Now we're on number 4.
Unplanned.
You unplanned with your shirt on, huh?
Unplanned, just like I was.
Waka, waka, waka.
All right, Devyn, good one.
Back to you, James. That's my demographic this week.
Can't wait to hear this meat minute.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you're back, Devyn. You know, we missed you and the fans missed you, and you know, we're glad you're back in the swing of things.
I missed everyone but Mike.
There it is.
Oh.
So, well, I guess what better than to watch some wrestling and watch our boy Adam, you know, make some counts and, you know, call some rules, call some shit, then with some good food. So, Mike, what you got for us on Mike's Meat Minute this week?
Well, this week I got a chicken taco casserole. Come on, Brian, bring it up. All right, so what we need here is 2 of the 10.5 ounce cans of chicken soup.
Also known as 10.5.
No, it's 10.5.
Yep.
Also known as 10.5.
It's not 10. It's not 10.5. 10.5 would be 10.1/2. I'm reading it as it's telling me to say it.
That's a /.
We are not a math podcast.
Please, God.
1 cup of chunky salsa. 4 ounces.
I use Pace Mountain brand.
Yeah, me too. Oh, you can use the Walmart brand. It don't matter. 4 ounces of the diced green chilies. Half a cup of sour cream. You 1 packet of chicken taco seasoning mix. You need 3 cups of shredded chicken. So you get your chicken shredded up, get 3 cups of it.
Dark meat or light meat?
Mix it. Half and half.
I've never seen green chili before.
This is white meat chicken, though. Go ahead.
It says white meat chicken. So get white meat chicken.
That was me. Go ahead.
No, I'm reading as I go. Y'all fucking me up on this one.
I don't understand why.
Need some black beans, drain. 15-ounce black beans, drain. So 1 can of black beans, drain. 3 cups of tortilla chips, crushed. 2.5 cups of shredded Caribbean Jack cheese.
Colby Jack cheese.
Colby. Shut up, Adam.
Well, you added a shitload of letters on that one.
I did.
You say Carlito cheese?
One cup of mozzarella Jack cheese.
Monterey. You got it. Monterey Jack cheese.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
All right, and you need some chorizo and some other stuff on there.
Optional garnish. You can garnish it with however you like.
Other stuff on there. All right, preheat your oven to 375. And then a large bowl, stir in all your stuff, mix it up, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I'm fucked up.
Oh, you're good. Keep going, man. Finish.
I'm lost. Y'all done
In a
lost me
large
on this
mixing
one.
bowl, you stir together the cream of chicken soup, your chunky style salsa, your diced green chilies, sour cream, and chicken taco seasoning.
Randy's gonna be so proud.
I know.
Then
you add the shredded chicken and the seasoned baked black beans to a bowl. Stir everything together. Right?
Correct.
They are half the chicken taco filled into the bottom of the prepared pan. I fucked up when I got this recipe.
We're professional.
I fucked up when I got this recipe. All right. They are half the chicken taco filled into the bottom of the pan and spread it evenly. Sprinkle 2.5 cups of crushed tortilla chips evenly on everything. Spread the remaining chicken taco filled over the top of the crushed tortilla chips.
Bring it home, baby.
Top the entire casserole with shredded what is it?
Colby
Jack, Monterey Jack cheese, and remainder of half a cup of crushed tortillas. Bake for 30 minutes until cheese is bubbling, and then take off and serve. I done.
Hell yeah.
Fucked up on that one.
Oh, you're good.
That was a big one for me.
That's what she said, but what about the recipe?
Yeah. Read it. Look
Wait a minute, what do you put on top?
Read the recipe.
It says you do the casserole you sprinkled something on top.
The tortillas.
No, the very final line.
Bake for 30 minutes or until cheese is bubbled. Top taco casserole with sprinkled of sriracha. Thank you. I fucked up on that one.
Thank you.
All right, Brian, we're good to go back to
Thanks for getting a recipe on Facebook.
I like it, man. It sounds good.
It will be good. Hey, read the directions on YouTube. Look on YouTube, get directions, read it that way. Fuck what I said.
And that is Mike's Meat Minute. And boy, howdy, it sounds good, man. Chicken taco casserole. I like it. One of my favorites. I hope, hey, watch a little wrestling, get you a little chicken taco casserole, baby. Cold beverage if you like it. And hey, that's a good way to spend the night watching wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you want to watch.
Watch Alicia Fox's return to wrestling.
Yeah,
Reality of wrestling.
And Mike's getting a standing ovation by the crickets in the background. They're loving it.
They love it.
I think it's a Cena fan.
It is.
Okay.
So is that it for it, Mike?
That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute you real quick because that nature is something else over there.
Shout out
Georgia, baby.
So yeah, I like that. That's good. So, well, what are we doing next week as we wind this episode down? Let's move forward into next week. So, what are we doing next week?
Did you guys like what I mentioned earlier?
I loved it.
Not really, but I'm outvoted.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. So because of the recent match with, who was it again, Adam?
I'm sorry, that got me. It was Baron Corbin
versus Gable Stevenson, right?
Gable Stevenson, yeah.
All right, so we have an Olympic gold medalist that just recently was in his first match. So we were going to cover that match, and we're also going to cover Kurt Angle's first match, which was against Shawn Stasiak at Survivor Series 1999. And this match was, of course, NXT, a Great American Bash 2023 with Gable Stevenson versus Baron Corbin. Pay tribute to the two great American athletes that won the gold medal.
It's like a father and a son match. Because how long do you think until Gable Stevenson is Kurt Angle's son?
I hope it's a long time before we come to that story.
I hope it's never. But on the Zoom that when we were watching NXT, he was like, "Oh, they're gonna book him as Kurt's son."
Stevenson's one of those guys where we just saw him win his third NCAA championship.
What?
by the way,
In the heavyweight
ago?
weight class.
Stevenson is the way to say it, by the way.
Stevenson, yeah.
That is hard to say. Stevenson. It is not Stevenson. It is Stevenson.
Stevenson,
like a year and a half ago. He's been signed forever and ain't done shit.
I don't know if he knew what he was going to do yet. He wasn't sure if they kind of put in his storyline. If he's going back to school. Is he going to go back? But now it looks like he's decided to wrestle. So,
rumor has it was surgery too. Had to get something prepared.
Listen, get your money while you're healthy.
Yeah, there's shout out to Brian Harimza, man on the scene. Oh. He had neck surgery.
Okay. So. But get your money while you're healthy.
Just like his dad.
Neck surgery. You never know what could happen and your whole career can be over.
That's true.
People used to say about college athletes all the time, get your degree. No, get your money, then go get your degree, pal. But anyway.
I'm down to see what they do with him because he is a hell of an athlete, obviously, and they've had a lot of success with these, wrestlers. Obviously, not every one of them is hit, but boy, howdy, the ones that have really fucking have. So I'm down to see what they do with him.
They're going to put a lot behind them. They're real excited.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
So, he's the brother of Damon Kemp from NXT, right?
I did not.
Yeah, him and Damon Kemp are brothers.
There you have it.
We'll see a storyline down the road.
Oh, yeah.
I thought y'all knew that. My bad.
All right, back to you, James. That's next week.
Are the tape machines rolling?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Because it looks like it's about that time. I want to say thank you to... What's that, Devyn?
Whenever you say that every single week, you say it's about that time. It reminds me of that song, About Damn Time.
Nailed it. And so I want to thank everybody, for this episode. Thank everybody for listening and joining in. If you like what we're doing on your show, then, follow us on Twitter at Kickout Crew. Look us up on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/Kickout Crew. And hey, we will be on the Premier Streaming Network. Not 100% sure when, but guess what, baby? Woo! Your boys are making it. And we couldn't do it without you because it's your show. So, you know how to reach all the guys. I'll run through it. I don't need to run through it. You know how to reach us. You know how to get with us because it's your show. So, in conclusion, I think it's time to, we've all had a trying month and week, and hey, some of us a day. But guess what we didn't do? We never gave up. We believed in ourselves, more importantly, and our little faction that we have, hey, they believed in us too. Because sometimes life is going to throw you curveballs. It's not all sunshine, rainbows, and daisies. There's going to be some tough times, but the one thing you can't do is give up. Not on yourself, and more importantly, not for everybody else, because it's bigger than you. Not only do you affect yourself, people around you love you too. So always remember that when life gets you down, my goodness, you just kick out at two. Because that's what we do, and that's what you do on your show, Kick Out Crew. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, everybody. Goodbye.